Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming in so early. All of you, I think, are looking great. Yes, we have already crossed 500 people. So it is really fantastic, isn't it, to have 500 pharmacists committed all here at the same time. What do you say, all webinar delegates and webinar presenters? Can you all webinar presenters please wave for the webinar attendees? Yes, thank you very much. So all of us are excited to be here. Welcome to the international webinar in English and Telugu. Yes, I'll be predominantly English. We have got a lot of people here and our colleagues here on the webinar panel who will be both in English and Telugu. The topic for today's deliberation, knowledge updates for community and hospital pharmacy practice. So very important, isn't it, in today's COVID-19 days? So I honestly and sincerely welcome the VVIP for today's deliberations, the webinar presenter, Dr. T.V. Narayana sir. Amazing, isn't it, to have such an extraordinary person here on the webinar? Yes, Dr. T.V. Narayana sir is very much here, enthusiastic, and is one of the most successful pharmacists probably we have ever seen in our life. I also welcome Dr. Anupama Konero. Please give a nice, oh, thank you very much for the nice namaste, Dr. Anupama ji. Very nice to have you here. And I also welcome Dr. Satish Garu. He is here from America. Please give a nice wave here, Dr. Satish Garu. Right, thank you very much. You are just in time. All Americans are known to be just in time. Then we have Mr. Paramatma himself here. He is very famous among the pharmacists because he was the guy, gentleman, who went to the court and then got a law, or you can say this thing, ruling from there, stating that all doctors should write the prescriptions in capital letters. A very, very warm welcome to Mr. Kaushik Devaraju. He is a very dynamic person, a young guy, and the leader for all the young pharmacists. So welcome, President of KRPA. So it's a dual language issue today. So you'll have presentation and discussions happening in your lingua franca as well as at the same time in English. So both the English people, knowing people, and those who know both English and Telugu, both will be able to enjoy the entire webinar show. So don't feel, if you don't know Telugu, don't feel that you're going to lose out something. No. Now let me just take you on a helicopter view. Okay, mine will be a very fast helicopter view. I'll just give you the scene today. When I went on a helicopter view of the pharmaceutical field, especially retail and community pharmacy, I caught hold of Miss Lakshmi, the pharmacist. And this girl, she believes in selling more through patient counseling. Wow, what a nice way of increasing the business revenue and offering patient satisfaction. But these days, being a corona warrior, Lakshmi not only wears her white apron, this is very important, please note it, but she also wears the face shield, the mouth mask, as well as the gloves and the other paraphernalia. She has the hand sanitizer in her handbag. So she is very, very prompt in her activities as a community pharmacist. She also believes in having a lot of good counseling practices. Particularly, she is able to establish Vishwasam, that is your reliability. She is basically to bridge the gap between the patient as well as the medicine. So she acts like that bridge or covenant of trust. And at the same time, she is able to communicate verbally and non-verbally too, because that is important. You have to build confidence among the patients. So that's another thing she is adapted. She lends her, active listening ear to all her patients so that she can resolve her questions. And at the same time, she is clinically objective and also provides empathy and encouragement, particularly to all the patients and the elderly subjects. She is able to maintain confidentiality, a perfect pharmacist who is meeting the patient needs and motivating the patients. She, of course, follows all the guidelines which has been taught to her during her course, and this makes her a very successful pharmacist. For example, consider this thyroid disease patient who came to her, and when she was counseling the thyroid disease patient, she casually asked, "At what time do you take your medication?" She said that she's taking it promptly after breakfast. Now that was the catch. Immediately she latched onto it and that was the mistake. Please don't take it after breakfast. Take it on an empty stomach. The first thing in the morning, and then watch your thyroid levels will become much, much better and it will come under control. So what an important aspect she also does is brown bag consultation. She asks all the medications which the patient is having to be brought to her in a brown bag, including the OTC medications. Many a time she has seen patients taking 2 or 3 analgesics, one for the headache, one for the knee pain. Now all this large amount of analgesics will cause nephrotoxicity. So she has counseled them and protected the kidneys of so many patients by now probably. So that's the importance of patient counseling. These days, she is able to even detail what is immunity to the patient, because the first line of defense is the skin and the mucous membrane, and the second line of defense is the WBCs. Both are important, and viruses which normally cause self-limiting infection, in this case, the coronavirus infection, COVID-19 infection, is not a self-limiting as of now. In at least 30% of the cases, it is causing major symptoms, and in 3 to 4% it is, or let us say around 3% it is fatal. So immunity, she reiterates, is because of the vitamins, minerals, and the plant polyphenols, including the curcuminoids, which help promote. She emphasizes that zinc and vitamin C are not stored in the body. They are required on a daily basis. And she also highlights an important point that a low amount of vitamin D is associated with higher number of COVID-19 cases. This is as per an Italian study. It was a very good study. And she reiterates the importance of vitamin D. For example, it helps the WBCs produce what is called as cathelicidin, which is a protein peptide that has got anti-TB effect also. She reiterates the amount of vitamin A that is required for maintaining the skin and mucous membrane health. So all these aspects she is doing on a continuous basis, helping in today's context, making the patient more confident and improve their immunity level. She also reiterates that some educated customers come about what the cytokine storm is. She says that some immune chemicals are produced called cytokines, which can damage the internal organs as well as cause clotting inside the blood vessel. So this leads to reduced oxygen supply to the internal organs. So these points she reiterates, makes them confident through also the Ayush products. She talks about why they should do steam inhalation or how they can improve their health by taking various health supplements and also drinking lukewarm water. So zinc, vitamin C, curcumin, protein supplements, all these are definitely promoted by her. Hand hygiene products like Inocept and also oral hygiene products like Fresh Floor. She also gives the background to people. You know, it all started with Wuhan, where all sorts of vague wildlife animals are sold as food, including the bear and the bat. The bat is having a very unique immune system. It harbors around 1,500 pathogens, but it does not get any viral infection. Its immune system is able to suppress that viral infection, but it can transmit the viral infection to the Arabian camel, or it can go to the civet cat, or it can go to the pangolin. Pangolin is another interesting animal consumed for the meat as well as the scales, and probably from there the COVID-19 infection has come to the human beings. So this is a spike having virus. The spike proteins will attach themselves to the respiratory cells when we breathe in the infected respiratory droplets. And remember, these infected droplets are transmitted even when the person speaks. So salivary droplets are also carrying from the infected person. Micro salivary droplets are carrying these. So she educates everyone should wear a mask. At the same time, hand hygiene and oral hygiene is also emphasized by her. A COVID-19 infection patients first experiences tiredness, fever, and high cough, but it may or may not be accompanied by cold symptoms as well as the runny nose, sore throat, and diarrhea. It's only the latter stage after 8 days that the lung involvement comes. Among the new symptoms, she talks about the absence of the ability to smell and taste. Now look at this interesting incident. Dr. Yi, who was undergoing treatment for the COVID-19 infection, because of the antibiotics, he became dark-skinned person from being a fair person. Of course, now doctor who has recovered and he has regained his skin color back. But this is the challenge of COVID-19 treatment. COVID dose is another interesting point, which of course we have Dr. Satish, etc., who are going to elaborate on that. So beautiful symptom has come. Beautiful in the sense it's a very interesting insight that it's burning sensation. The patient who is having excess amount of COVID-19 infection to a severe state, there will be a ground glass effect. And that is why the global lockdown has come into being. So please ensure not to touch men, that is the mouth, eyes, and nose. If you touch the mouth, eyes, and nose, transmission from the contaminated surface will take place. Don't touch men. Remember, every word you speak, 2.5 microscopic saliva droplets are also uttered along with that, and that can cause significant. That is why they have made spitting in public as an offense. So follow these rules. And you sometimes touch your face unconsciously by force of habit 16 to 23 times an hour. This is a fact that has been proven. So don't touch the surface of various shelves, etc., with your non-dominant hand. If you are a right-handed person, touch with the left hand because the right hand is likely to touch the face. So this way you can reduce contamination. Maintain the distance. Ensure the patient does not come inside your pharmacy. There is also a danger of the running ceiling fan and AC. If the patient coughs, it spreads in the entire pharmacy. Satish Garu will also say that in places of in America, people who have gone to the pharmacy to buy a toothbrush have contracted the COVID-19 infection when they return home. They have seen that. It is interesting. WHO is insisting how to wash your hands. So please ensure that you put the liquid soap, wash the palms, then the outside of your hand in between the fingers, as well as you please wash the nails like this, and the entire thing takes about 20 seconds with lather to 40 seconds. If you are using any hand sanitizer, 1 rupee coin amount of hand sanitizer, rub it, then do like this. Again, the thumb has to be clear. After every 2-3 patients, please do it. Carry the pocket hand sanitizer, wear your gloves. Encourage digital payments. Don't take the currency notes. If you're taking currency notes, put hand sanitizer to your hands, put the currency note there, rub a little and keep it to dry. That is the best way. When you take the stock from the salesman, you don't immediately put it onto the shelf. Leave it for about 8-9 hours so that if there are any COVID-19 particles there, then that will die, and then only you can able to put the items into the shelf. Today, fumigation is also suggested, and fogging is also suggested. Please do it routinely in your pharmacy. So that is with the help of hydrogen peroxide and silver nitrate. So that will ensure that it will give fumigated premises for you. Remember the fundamental law of protection. Consider that everybody around you is an asymptomatic carrier of COVID-19 who is capable of infecting you. So this way you will be very careful. You must be wondering what Julia Roberts is doing here. Yes, she is giving a fantastic smile for all of you. Now, very interesting about this smile. If you are having a non-fake smile, that is a Duchenne smile. Duchenne smile is an original smile, truthful smile. It will reach up to your eyes. And if it give a fake smile, like how the air hostesses sometimes give, just like that, So that is called as a fake smile. So they have done a study in the Mills College. Some girls smiled genuinely, and they were tracked down for 30 years later. The genuine smilers were blessed with happier lives in terms of marriage, well-being, and career. So please smile genuinely. Let your smile reach up to your eyes. Not like this girl who is looking so beautiful, but it's not a original smile. It's a fake smile. So I give you all a seductive smile here and say, please smile well, have a good day, and you are well dressed for the day. Only when you wear a smile. So please ensure to wear your white coat, have a great smile, and then do your pharmacy work. Now we have 851 attendees. I think we can go on to the main speakers, and to sell more, you'll have to do a lot of patient counseling. It is indeed my great pleasure and honor for me to introduce you to Dr. T.V. Narayana sir. It's a cliche to say, he does not require introduction. Yes, I agree with that. But at the same time, please note that this academician, pharma leader, and president of the IPA, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, is a firebrand dare-do leader. He is a rare blend of academic excellence and entrepreneurship. Yesterday, when I was talking with him, what I found very nice about this gentleman is that he encourages young pharmacists. He was explaining how he, in fact, instigates, he scolds, he ensures that they go from D Farm to B Farm, B Farm to M Farm, M Farm to PhD. So what happens is that the pharmacist ultimately becomes a very, very well qualified and a good professional. See, that is the big quality of leadership. A leader is not only recognized by what he does. A leader is one, how he develops his team, how his followers are developed, etc. So, hats off to leadership. He has done his B Farm, M Farm, MPhil, and PhD. He got his state and national merit scholarships. He was the winner of the B.V. Patel Trust Memorial Scholarship for securing the first seat in B Farm. And he has got rich experience. And he is also the director of Vikas Institute of Pharmacy. Under his leadership, IPA has expanded its base. There are more than 1,000 life members and 2,000 student life members. He has established various state branches, encouraged the proliferation of this. He has attended many, many conferences across the world. If you see the list of the countries, I think his passbook will be like a small Lachman. Okay, just cutting a joke, it will be like a Lachman textbook. So there will be so many seals and stamps to the countries which he has gone to. He has won several awards. He has won the IPA Eminent Pharmacist Award. He has won several big awards, including the Fellowship of the Association of Biotechnologists, Shiksha Bhushan Award 2009, and so on. So amazing, Dr. T.V. Narayana sir. It is not just VVIP. I think we have to invent some other term. 100 people like you in this pharmaceutical industry and sector, then imagine what will be the benefit, how many more pharmaceutical professionals will be developed. Thank you very much for coming in, sir, and on to you now. Dr. T.V. Narayana, sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sunil Pankar, for the nice introduction. And moreover, I am very happy to hear the precautions to be taken during this COVID-19, enlightening the pharmacist, what are the precautions to be taken, and also the services rendering by Lakshmi. That is what we are looking at, the role of community pharmacist in India in future. Most of the pharmacists should update themselves and take her as a role model, try the best what she is discharging the duties, how she is counseling the patient, how she is educating the rural mass. That's the immense contribution of Lakshmi. I compliment her on behalf of Indian Pharmaceutical Association. And moreover, my appreciation and compliments to organizers, Karnataka Registered Pharmacist Association, particularly Kaushik, the dynamic president, and also the co-organizers, Group Pharma, for giving the opportunity to share Sunil to this series. Particularly the MD Sunil Latawar is also my good friend. My compliments to both co-organizers and to the speakers, particularly Koneru, Anupama Koneru, principal of Sultan College, and also our executive committee member of PA, Telangana State, and Dr. Satish Gotubati is joined us from USA, and I appreciate his interest in sharing his experience with the pharmacists. He is also our scientific service committee member of IPCA, and Dr. Paramatma, first time we interacted yesterday, and it is nice to see such a fighter who fights for the cause of the profession. So with these speakers, and I feel privileged to say Karnataka is always in forefront in innovative activities and professional activities. This is one such a type of activity, expanding the wings to English and Telugu for the combined Telugu people here. And this is unique activity to represent the registered pharmacist on knowledge updates for community and hospital pharmacy practice. That's what the speakers are going to deliberate here. I wish to say, I visited several countries. I feel proud to say the Indian pharmacist is the best in the world. I repeat it, the Indian pharmacists are the best in the world in certain areas and certain terms. There was a survey conducted in the year 2006. What is the time taken by a community pharmacist of a developed countries compared with India? The community pharmacist in developed country took 10 minutes to honor a prescription. Whereas in India, I feel proud to say, the Indian pharmacist, community pharmacist, on average, he dispensed 3 prescriptions minimum. And though he was not charged for a prescription, he is giving his instructions. He was not trained, first of all, in patient counseling and all. With his vast experience and knowledge, he tried his best to deliver the goods. That's what Indian pharmacist is great in compared with others. But this Indian pharmacist services, if they update themselves, if they equip with the latest development taking place, definitely he is going to do wonders in future. That's what I feel. There are nearly 8 lakhs plus community pharmacists in India and 1 lakh plus hospital pharmacists in India. They have to need to update and with the latest developments. And in such type of developments, if you see today, pharmacy practice and pharmaceutical care, these are the buzzwords. If you say these are the new words, and if you take the present community pharmacist, most of our community pharmacists, pharmaceutical care and pharmaceutical practice. And this is due to most of our community pharmacists are diploma in pharmacy holders. There was no opportunity to learn themselves, and there is no training opportunity as far as the syllabus is concerned. The syllabus is not updated as to the suit the needs of the present scenario. Still, we are in year 91. The diploma started with year 61, 71, 81. Now we are at year 91. And this is some of the obstacles what our community pharmacists are facing in our country. And internationally, pharmacists are recognized for their expertise in practice area. Even WHO, they mentioned clearly, 70% of deaths are due to medication errors now, hospitalized deaths. And medication errors means the medicine is required but not prescribed. The medicine is prescribed but not required. The medicine is prescribed either in high dose or low dose. These are the sources of medication errors. And intervention of the clinical pharmacist at this juncture reduced the deaths to 25%. That's what WHO says, the role and importance of the clinical pharmacists of future. And I'm very happy that Indian Pharmaceutical Association organizes webinars and training sessions to various pharmacists, registered pharmacists, Manjari Garat, Raj Vaidya, Adipu Ramesh. They are contributing immensely and giving training to the industries of like Pfizer, MSD, Hetero, Insignia, IMED services. They are contributing themselves. And IPA is doing wonderful job, and happy to collaborate with such type of activities. So today, the knowledge updates of hospital, community and hospital pharmacy practice. I want to give you a small presentation. Actually, yesterday I was not having idea of giving any PowerPoint, and after seeing others giving PowerPoint, I thought, let me give some insight. What is the present community pharmacy scenario in India? What are the changes? What are the updates we have to undergo? That's what I want to give a small presentation. That's what I feel. Learning is not compulsory. It is neither a survival. That's what Edward Deming said. The community pharmacists, though they were registered and they feel that, yes, only business is required for us, nothing is important for us, nothing like that. It is survival for them to learn and update themselves at regular interval. I already mentioned you, pharmacy in India is the best in the world, and though having multitasking abilities, they are lagging the sincerity and honesty in their approach. That's what our pharmacists should look into it. This is the pharmacist to population ratio. This was before separation of Andhra and Telangana, combined state. the average pharmacist to population ratio in India is 1:1,800 and odd. If you take Andhra Pradesh, combined Andhra Pradesh, it is 1:2,238. Thanks to Karnataka, it is one pharmacist is available for 735 population, and Tamil Nadu stood number one here. 1:600 plus pharmacists are available. That is the pharmacist to population ratio. WHO clearly says the 1:500 is the prescribed ratio of pharmacist to population. So, not many avenues are there, opportunities are there for the pharmacist. This is the status of our community pharmacists. There are more than 8 lakh registered pharmacists. And community pharmacy in India is mostly diploma in pharmacy. It starts from 100 to 200 square feet. And there is no provision for value-added services and no proper storage facilities. Even in a summer of 55 degrees, the medicines were kept on fridge in some pharmacies if you look into it. And no basic information to customers and considered as a trade. As the problem in India is either the public or the pharmacy himself, a owner himself, consider it as a trade, as a business, not as a profession. That's why we were not recognized for the pharmacy services in our country. And there is no guidance on dosage compliance and harmful effects of self-medication. In the introduction, you briefed how Dr. Lakshmi is giving information to the pharmacy patients and by the counseling. That is lagging in most of the pharmacies. That is one major area we have to concentrate. That is the reason the pharmacists are not recognized by the government, either in Niti Aayog of the recent and Ayushman Bharati or in national health policy. And what are the challenges in community pharmacy? These are some of the challenges. The community pharmacy in public perception is very weak. He was not trained to suit the needs of the pharmacy practice area. 30% of population worldwide are deprived of essential medicines. And in the poorest part, it is more than 50%. Per capita consumption of drugs is lowest in the world compared to the developed countries. India, it is very low. Nearly half of the patients treated for common diseases. And nearly 40% patients received antibiotic unnecessarily. That's what antimicrobial resistance has more privileges in cases in India. And more than 1,600 reported counterfeit medicines, incidents of counterfeit medicines in India. How the pharmacy in developed countries, this is a picture took in the Bell Pharmacy in Australia when we had been there as a delegation of Pharmacy Council of India. See, the pharmacist, he briefed how the pharmacy services they are rendering to the society, the public. And the greatest thing here, when we were discussing, the patient has come immediately, he asked us to, gentlemen, please stop. And he attended the patient, given the patient counseling. After completion of the patient counseling, again he came and joined. That is the commitment of the pharmacist in developed countries. That's what we should look into to prove our presence, to show our role. Yes, there is a pharmacist for the reliable source of information on the drugs and drug interaction and counseling. And if you take the pharmacy retailing, it is more than 1 crore, 100,000 crore market. If you take in US, 5 pharmacy chains controls the entire 40% sales. In UK, 7 pharmacy chains controls more than 60%. And chain started in India also with value-added services. So many Apollo, Hetero, Trust Pharma, so many chains are coming. So regular conventional business is going to hamper with the emergence of the chain system in future, because they are going to give the value-added services. Unless you update yourself, it is very difficult for pharmacists considering themselves as a trade to survive in the profession. And here, this is the hospital pharmacist, how the hospital pharmacist is supposed to do. Even we don't know how many exact number of hospital pharmacists. For the last 2 days, I am trying what is the number of hospital pharmacists working in government hospital, working in railway hospitals and all. Very few states able to give the exact number. And the role and responsibility of hospital pharmacists, those who are working in ESC also, nobody knows how the pharmacist services are rendered there. There should be a lot of change to come in these areas. He has to manage drug inventory, drug dispensing, and record keeping. And with proper training, he should help to improve medication use, drug therapy monitoring, patient counseling, drug information services. ADR reporting, ADR monitoring, all these areas the hospital pharmacist is supposed to implement. Now the Pharmacy Council of India has come out with the regulations called Pharmacy Practice Regulation 2014. Once these regulations implement in India, definitely there will be a bright future for the hospital pharmacist. The regulation clearly mentioned the job description of the hospital pharmacist. 2 hours he has to dispense the drugs. 1 hour minimum he has to counseling the patient. 1 hour he has to report the ADR. Like that clear indication of the job the responsibilities were given in this pharmacy practice regulation. And next is a clinical pharmacist. Again, career opportunity, contribution to improve medication through employment in hospital, teaching, drug information, pharmacovigilance, clinical research, and medical information. Again, there was a requirement of one clinical pharmacist for the medical services in the hospitals. That's what the regulations insist. Again, the scenario will change after the implementation of this pharmacy practice regulation. I had been to international conference of FIP in Glasgow. The president given a statement stating that by the year 2030, the health workforce requirement is 30 million to the world, that to the globe. He has given a statement. And also he has given a wonderful statement. There is no healthcare without workforce, and there is no workforce without education. That's what a wonderful statement he has given. There is a bright future for the pharmacists who are rendering their services to the profession of the pharmacy. And also he has given a statement in FIP Abu Dhabi last year. 21st century will be the century of pharmacists. Proudly he said 21st century is the century of pharmacists. All the pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists and educators have a key role in the evolution of profession around the world. And also, these are the global challenges predicted by the WHO in the next decade. They identified 10 current threats to global health due to air pollution, climatic changes, influenza, AMR, and NCD, non-communicable diseases. Already we are experiencing the air pollution. It's what last year threat given by the WHO. And non-communicable diseases collectively responsible for 41 billion deaths, and 15 millions are dying prematurely every year at the age of 30 to 69 years. Over 85% premature deaths are in low and middle income countries. And the risk factors identified for these are pollution and physical inactivity, unhealthy diet, tobacco, alcohol, and these are some of the views given by the WHO. These are the global challenges, and pharmacist has a wide role to play in future. And compared, if you look at the identified current threats of the globe in future. What are the need of the hour? So we being pharmacy professionals have to transform into multifaceted, multi-talented individuals with competencies in variety of domains like clinical and scientific settings. And future, that's what scientists predicts. There is the emergence of genomics and proteomics, which is going to change the concept of drug delivery. No one drug fits all. That's what the scientists predict. And the healthcare paradigm may shift towards the personalized medicines with gene therapy in future. The routine tablets, capsules, and all going to vanish, and personal gene therapy is going to come in the picture. So pharmacists should equip themselves with the latest development taking place. This is down the line in 5 years. It is going to come. That is a personalized medicines as per the International Pharmaceutical Federation. These are some of the developments taking place. So our pharmacists should equip, attend seminars, webinars to themselves to fit into the needs of the future. Okay. And finally, we should see that every patient who walks in, the pharmacist must ensure that right medicine is provided at right dose and in most suitable formulation with required information. That is the part of patient counseling. That's what our pharmacist is supposed to do. And I suggest the community pharmacists with the qualification of B Pharma who are here, who are serving the profession, to upgrade the qualification and update. Pharmacy Council has introduced a program called B Pharm Practice. It is a 2 years program. Any pharmacist, after procuring 3 years of experience, he can work, he can continue this program or B Pharma practice course It is a part-time course and it is for working pharmacists, and the syllabus is entirely changed based on the needs of the current scenario and for with international standards. He was not trained, he will be not teaching on regular statistics, chemistry, analysis, and all these things. He will be trained in pathophysiology, what are the licensing requirements, and what are the inspection procedures, what is patient counseling, what is ADR reporting, only these areas. That is the wonderful program. It is a 2 years part-time program, and it is a student-friendly program with examinations also student-friendly. 40 marks the internal assessment and 60 marks final exam. That is the objective type simple exam. Then 50 is the pass mark. That's what I advise the students, community pharmacists, to upgrade themselves with the program called BPharm practice. So our vision 2025 must be, by 2025, the profession should be able to prove that pharmacists are important players in making a difference in a region or a country. With the dreams, vision, strategic planning, and effects, let us make India a superpower. Already we proved that India is a superpower in manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. Let us make India a superpower in terms of pharmacy practice. That's what I want to say to the community pharmacists. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for giving me the opportunity for opening remarks and introducing and sharing my experience with the audience. Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ డాక్టర్ టివి నారాయణ గారు. తెలుగులో చెప్పండి. వీఆర్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ సమ్ వర్డ్స్ ఆఫ్ విజ్డమ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు ఆల్సో. కైండ్లీ స్పీక్ ఇన్ తెలుగు ఫ్యూ వర్డ్స్.
యా, తెలుగు డెఫినెట్లీ ఐ కెన్ షేర్ మై ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. ఐ హ్యావ్ కమ్ అక్రాస్ చాలా మంది ఫార్మసిస్టుల తోటి కంబైన్డ్ స్టేట్స్, ఆంధ్ర, తెలుగు, ఆంధ్ర తెలంగాణలో ఐ హ్యావ్ సో మెనీ స్టూడెంట్స్ చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళందరికీ నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే, మేక్ యూజ్, మీకున్న రిసోర్సెస్ని ఉపయోగించుకోండి. డోంట్ కన్సిడర్ దిస్ యాజ్ ఎ ట్రేడ్. ఈ ఫార్మసీ అనేది వ్యాపారం కాదు, ఇదొక సర్వీస్ టు ద సొసైటీ. ఇప్పుడు చైన్ ఫార్మసీలు ఇవన్నీ కూడా గోయింగ్ టు చేంజ్ గోయింగ్ టు బ్రింగ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజెస్. ఇండివిజువల్గా ఫార్మసీ చేసేవాళ్ళు ఫ్యూచర్లో సర్వైవల్ చాలా కష్టం, అన్లెస్ మీరు లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్స్ ఇవ్వాలా. ఎవరైనా పేషెంట్ మీ షాపులోకి వచ్చినప్పుడు జస్ట్ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఆనర్ చేయడమే కాదు, ఆ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్లో ఉన్న మెడిసిన్స్, హౌ టు టేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ మెడిసిన్స్, ఎలా తీసుకోవాలి, ఏ ప్రికాషన్స్ తీసుకోవాలి, ఆ తర్వాత కౌన్సిలింగ్, వాళ్ళకి పేషెంట్ కౌన్సిలింగ్ చేయడం కానీ, జాగ్రత్తలు అన్నీ చెప్పడం. దీస్ ఆర్ ద వాల్యూ యాడెడ్ సర్వీసెస్, వీ కాల్ వాల్యూ యాడెడ్ సర్వీసెస్. అన్లెస్ నువ్వు ఈ వాల్యూ యాడెడ్ సర్వీసెస్ ఇవ్వకపోతే దే విల్ గో టు ద నెక్స్ట్ ఫార్మసీ. యూ మే బీ హ్యావింగ్, మనకు రొటీన్ కస్టమర్స్ ఉన్నారు, నో ప్రాబ్లం అనుకుంటాం. రొటీన్ కస్టమర్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ముసలోళ్ళు అయిపోయింటారు. ఇప్పుడు యంగ్ జనరేషన్ ఈజ్ లుకింగ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద బెస్ట్ అమాంగ్ ద రెస్ట్. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, డెఫినెట్లీ దే విల్ గో టు ద ప్లేస్ ఎక్కడ ఎక్కువ ఫెసిలిటీ దొరుకుతున్నాయి అక్కడికి వెళ్తుంటాం. సో మై సిన్సియర్ అడ్వైస్ టు యూ ఈజ్ అప్డేట్, లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్స్, సెమినార్స్, వెబినార్స్ అటెండ్ చేయండి. అండ్ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, క్వాలిటీ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్, ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ నా కంటిన్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అటెండ్ చేయండి. మీ ఆల్ ఇండియా ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఫర్ కెమిస్ట్ అండ్ డ్రగ్గిస్ట్ ద్వారా కూడా వీఆర్ అప్రోచింగ్ టు ఆర్గనైజ్ one monthly program to update yourself. And don't consider it as a trade, consider it as a profession. That is my sincere request, suggestion, and advice to the pharmacists, to those who are serving the pharmacy profession in the state. Over to Sunil.
Yes, super, sir. Your words are like tonic. Although the word tonic is not a professional word, because there is only tonic and clonic seizures. We are not supposed to use it as an energizer word. But still, I say your words were very, very.
Another one word I want to add.
Yes, please.
If you follow, మనం ఈ మంచి ప్రాక్టీస్లు అన్ని ఫాలో చేస్తే ఆటోమేటికలీ మనీ విల్ కమ్. నౌ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఫీల్ దట్ ఐ వాంట్ మనీ ఓన్లీ. Money is the criteria. Don't say that money is the criteria. Money is not the everything. It is only something. If you follow these good practices, definitely money will come automatically to you. Future lo, we should be in a position to charge for the prescription. ఇంతవరకు మనం ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఛార్జ్ అనేది ఎందుకు చేయలేకపోతున్నాం? Because of our inefficiency, not taking active role in promoting the profession. So this we have to come out. Then definitely సొసైటీ విల్ రికగ్నైజ్. ఈ రోజు మనం చూసాము COVID-19 లో ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ మోడీ ఫస్ట్ he has respected doctors, he has respected nurses, he has respected other paramedical staff. ఫార్మసిస్ట్ అనే వర్డ్ ఎక్కడ రాలేదు. 12 లక్షల మంది ఫార్మసిస్టులు మనం పనిచేస్తున్నాం COVID-19 లో డాక్టర్స్ తో పాటు. మోర్ దాన్ 9 ఫార్మసిస్ట్ వర్ అటాక్డ్ సఫరింగ్ విత్ COVID-19 బై సర్వింగ్ డ్యూరింగ్ దిస్ క్రైసిస్ ఇన్ మహారాష్ట్ర. బట్ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ అనే వర్డ్ ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ కానీ ఎవ్వరు కూడా ఉపయోగించలేదు. ఎందుకంటే మన సర్వీసెస్ సొసైటీకి ఉపయోగపడే విధంగా లేవు. మనం ఈ ట్రేడ్ అనే ఒక మార్క్ నుంచి ప్రొఫెషన్ అనే సర్వీస్కి వచ్చేదాకా nobody is going to recognize you. This is depending upon the community pharmacist, because more than 8 lakh community pharmacists. It is in your hand to give a good impact to the society. Yes, pharmacist there, he is giving a good service. Otherwise, nobody will recognize you and they will consider you as a trade only. ఆ మాస్క్ నుంచి బయటకు రండి. దట్స్ వాట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు సజెస్ట్ టు ద.
Super, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was really galvanizing. Thank you very much for this. Without much ado, I will go to the next speaker. Introducing Dr. Anupama Madam. Dr. Anupama Koneru, as you can see from the photograph itself, she is a very smiling and very jovial personality, but at the same time very committed to her studies. In 1990 BPharm itself, she was a topper, GATE scholar. During those times, you did not have GPAT, and she did with distinction her MPharm. She did her PhD from JNTU, another very iconic university. Rich academic experience. She is affiliated to so many organizations, and she has published around 30 papers in both international and national journals. I think it's a great opportunity for us to listen to Dr. Anupama Garu. So please, madam, please continue, and we are all ears. Kindly take over.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil, and Dr. TV Narayana sir and Mr. Kaushik. Andarki namaskaram. TV Narayana sir and Mr. Sunil, my classmate of 30 years ago, they made my presentation easier. Nadi ఎందుకంటే వీళ్ళు గ్లోబల్ సినారియో మనకి ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చేసారు. నా టాపిక్ ఇన్విజిబుల్ ఫస్ట్ రెస్పాండర్స్ అండ్ కేర్ గివర్స్. వై ఇన్విజిబుల్? ఆల్రెడీ నారాయణ సార్ చెప్పారు. మనం ఉన్నాము కానీ మనం నోటీస్ చేయట్లేదు. సో మనం నోటీస్ చేసేటట్టు అవ్వాలి. సో ఫార్మసిస్ట్, ది ఇన్విజిబుల్ ఫస్ట్ రెస్పాండర్స్ అండ్ కేర్ గివర్స్, దే ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ విత్ ఎన్ష్యూరింగ్ పేషెంట్, స్టాఫ్, సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ దేర్ ఓన్ బిజినెస్ సేఫ్టీ డ్యూరింగ్ COVID-19 పాండమిక్. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ మనము వచ్చిన పేషెంట్కి మందులు ఇస్తున్నామా, మన స్టాఫ్ బాగున్నారా అనేది చాలదు. మనం బాగున్నామా, ప్లస్ ఇంత సీరియస్ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో హౌ ఇస్ అవర్ బిజినెస్ అనేది మనకి మేజర్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ కన్సర్న్ అయిపోతుంది. సో టీవీ నారాయణ సార్ చెప్పారు పెద్ద పెద్ద వాళ్ళు మనం రికగ్నైజ్ చేయట్లేదు అని. ఎస్, నోబడీ హెస్ రికగ్నైజ్డ్ us, our role in the country, but still there are few, I mean, who have given us, who have noticed us. Nitin Gadkari garu almost in the end of March 28th నాడే చెప్పారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఫర్ ప్రొటెక్టింగ్ us and you are also our heroes అని.
నేను రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇచ్చాను మేడం దానికి. నేనే తెప్పించాను అది.
అండ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ ఫర్ దాట్. ఎందుకంటే ఒక్కొక్కసారి ఏమవుతుందంటే అన్లెస్ సమ్ ఫేమస్ పర్సనాలిటీ రికగ్నైజెస్ యూ, యు ఆర్ నాన్ ఎగ్జిస్టెంట్. You are not there for people to realize that you are there. Your presence is important.
No, we went to Nagpur because the next IPC is in Nagpur, where Nitin Gadkari personal secretary is the LOC chairman. Then I asked, why don't you request your minister to issue a letter stating that the role and the services of pharmacists in the COVID-19? Immediately he has sent me that letter. So
thank you for once again for that lead also, sir.
Okay.
And then see, everybody is in lockdown, spending time with families, but not pharmacists, because you have to be there. You have to be, without you there is no medication available, and without you or without us the fighting COVID is not possible. And ippudu ante mana presence acknowledge cheyakunna government is asking pharmacists to track down COVID-19 suspects. Ante manamu మన దగ్గర మీ దగ్గరికి వస్తున్న fever patients, కోల్డ్ కాఫ్ తో వచ్చే పేషెంట్స్ అన్ని కూడా రిపోర్ట్ చేయమని. అండ్ అది కమ్యూనిటీ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ అయితే ప్రెసెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ కూడా. టుడే ఇండియా ఇస్ 15% ఆఫ్ ది వరల్డ్ supply of medications the drugs and formulations come from India. That is our presence today. And pre-independent, at the independence time, only 5% were produced in the country, whereas 95% our country was relying on the multinationals from outside the country. But the scenario has changed now. Indialo kavalsina medications, 85% are taken care of by our own manufacturers. So ఈ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆల్రెడీ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ సైడ్ వచ్చింది. మనకి ఇప్పుడు డెవలప్మెంట్ కావాల్సింది కమ్యూనిటీ ఫార్మసిస్ట్, మన లోకల్ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ కి. సో ఇన్ ప్రాక్టీసింగ్ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ సైడ్ వదిలేస్తే మన దగ్గర 55% కమ్యూనిటీ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ రన్నింగ్ ఇన్ ద మెడికల్ స్టోర్స్ ప్రైవేట్లీ, and 20% privately and in government, but 20% are attached to the hospitals, and approximately 0.5% are only the clinical pharmacists. So this scenario lo enta major important role abotundi for a community pharmacist to update himself or herself. So what are the problems faced by community? మనం అంటున్నాం community pharmacist ఇది నేర్చుకోవాలి అది నేర్చుకోవాలి అని. Yes, నేర్చుకోవాలి, but at the same time ఏంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ మరి? First and foremost, loss of business as the sales drop during COVID, but before COVID also మనకి భయంకరమైన other competitions ఉన్నాయి, wherein chain pharmacies are there, online pharmacies వచ్చేసినాయి. వీటన్నిటిలో సర్వైవ్ అవ్వాలి అని అంటే yes, we have to struggle. So loss of business, దానికి తోడు COVID యాడ్ అయింది, wherein no prescription stopped, and మహా అయితే I think all of you will agree, all the community pharmacists, only old customers are coming back to you. And also the medicines, కావాల్సిన మెడిసిన్స్ ఒక ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో 5 వస్తే మీకు అందులో 2-3 దొరకవు, ఎందుకంటే the medical supplies have got grossly affected, and staff is a problem because there is no public transportation for your staff to come, and fear of exposure of staff to the virus in spite of precautions. మీరు అక్కడ శానిటైజర్స్ పెట్టుకోండి, చేతులు కడగండి, కానీ ఆ భయం అనేది ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో అది స్టిల్ లర్కింగ్. ఐ హోప్ పరమాత్మ గారు ఈ గ్రౌండ్ రియాలిటీస్ తోటి అగ్రీ చేస్తారు. ద నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటంటే ది ఇంక్రీజ్డ్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ incurred in managing all these things, gloves, masks, sanitizers for the staff, and also some medical stores are giving it for patients also. And besides all this, also sanitization of premises is chala important. Already Mr. Sunil had mentioned this, that how you have to fumigate your premises time to time. And ఇది కాకుండా మనకి ఆల్రెడీ బిజినెస్ తక్కువ అయింది, and on that there is an additional work of reporting all details of the patients coming for OTC drugs with one or more COVID symptoms to the authorities. ఒకవేళ మనం రిపోర్ట్ చేయలేదా, మిస్ అయిందా, again there will be somebody watching you and warning us, you have not reported. So in COVID lo suddenly our role, the community pharmacist role, increased in helping the government to track the patients with COVID positive patients. And ivi kaakunda the other problems currently are suffocation with constant use of masks and gloves, and also the lack of availability of food. Meeru already stores ki vachesnaka intaku mundu chaala restaurants ikkada undevi pakkana, and the food was available for you, but now that is also an issue. So these are all the issues that are faced by the current community pharmacists. In the current scenario, the community pharmacists are facing problems ఉన్నాయి, but దానికి సొల్యూషన్ ఏంటి? ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నాయి అనుకుంటే అది ఎప్పటికీ తీరవు. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు సర్చ్ ఫర్ ది సొల్యూషన్స్, అండ్ దీస్ ఆర్ టఫ్ టైమ్స్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీబడి అండ్ ఎవ్రీ బిజినెస్. దెన్ హౌ డు వీ డూ అవర్ బెస్ట్ ఇన్ ప్రొటెక్టింగ్ అవర్ బిజినెసెస్? ఆల్రెడీ సునీల్ గారు చెప్పారు, నారాయణ సార్ చెప్పారు, బ్రింగింగ్ ఇన్ ప్రొఫెషనలిజం టు అవర్ బిజినెస్ ఈజ్ అ మస్ట్. ఉట్టిగా బిజినెస్ లాగా చేద్దాము, ఒక ట్రేడ్ లాగా చేద్దాము అని అంటే మాత్రం we cannot survive. ఈ కాంపిటీషన్ లో విత్ ఆన్లైన్ ఫార్మసీస్, ఇంతమంది ఫార్మసీలు, ఎవ్రీ లేన్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ 3-4 ఫార్మసీస్. ఇటువంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ లో మనం సర్వైవ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ప్రొఫెషనలిజం ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, అండ్ ప్రొఫెషనలిజం ఇస్ నోయింగ్ హౌ టు డూ ఇట్, వెన్ టు డూ ఇట్, అండ్ when you know all this, doing it professionally is what is important. This is what is said by Frank Tiger. And how do we improve, or how do we bring in professionalism into our business? Is firstly improving communication skills, patient counseling, utilizing services of PharmD graduates and PharmD interns, and safety of all the staff, financial planning, and diet, exercise, and self-care of every community pharmacist. So let us see one by one. This also Mr. Sunil had mentioned, how do you communicate, how communication skills అంటే బాగా ఇంగ్లీష్ మాట్లాడేద్దాము, పెద్ద పెద్ద వర్డ్స్ వాడేసేసి మాట్లాడదాము కాదు. మనము మన దగ్గరికి వచ్చే పేషెంట్స్ తోటి కనెక్ట్ అయ్యేటట్టు, దట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి అ వర్బల్ లాంగ్వేజ్, అంటే vocal గా మనం మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ యు ఆర్ అ గుడ్ స్పీకర్ ఓన్లీ వెన్ యు ఆర్ అ గుడ్ లిస్నర్. సో యాక్టివ్ లిస్నింగ్ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. యాక్టివ్ లిస్నింగ్ అంటే వెన్ పేషెంట్ నాకు ఇది ఉంది అని చెప్పినప్పుడు మనము ఓవర్లుక్ చేసేసి జస్ట్ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఇచ్చేసి అట్లా కాదు. వాట్ ఈస్ హీస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు సే అండ్ వాట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ టెల్లింగ్ ఆల్సో, దట్ షుడ్ బి అండర్స్టూడ్. అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు షేర్ విత్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు listen with empathy. Empathy is when you place yourself in your patient situation and building a rapport. Rapport ante ఊరికే మీ ఇంట్లో ఏమవుతుంది, మీ ఇంట్లో ఏం వండుతున్నారు ఇది కాదు. It allows the patients to feel comfortable with you. Just ask some questions from when are you suffering this, all those things. But so unless you build a rapport, that patient will not come back, or that customer will not come back to you again. And also apart from this, verbal language is silence. That is, provide the patient enough time to share their thoughts. మనమే లడలడ మాట్లాడేసేస్తే the patient may not be able to share. So this is how we have to improve our communication skills. వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తున్నారో వినాలి, వాళ్ళు ఎట్లా బాధపడుతున్నారో అర్థం చేసుకోగలగాలి. అంటే ఇది ఎప్పుడు సాధ్యం కాదంటే మన దగ్గరికి 10 మంది కస్టమర్స్ ఒకేసారి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎస్ మనం ఇది చేయలేము. బట్ 10 మంది మళ్ళీ రావాలంటే వీ హ్యావ్ టు స్టార్ట్ ఇట్ సమ్వేర్. అండ్ వాళ్ళని ఎప్పుడైనా దేర్ ఆర్ 2 types of questions, ఓపెన్ ఎండెడ్ అండ్ క్లోజ్డ్ ఎండెడ్. స్టార్ట్ విత్ ఓపెన్ ఎండెడ్ క్వశ్చన్స్, అంటే వాట్ ఆర్ ద సిమ్టమ్స్ యు ఆర్ కరెంట్లీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సింగ్ ఇట్లా. క్లోజ్డ్ ఎండెడ్ ఏంటంటే తర్వాత వన్స్ దే టెల్ us the symptoms, when you are asking ఈ పెయిన్ ఉందా. క్లోజ్డ్ ఎండెడ్ అంటే తెలిసే ఉంది yes or no. So first start with open ended questions and then finish it with the closed ended questions. And we should not use the leading questions. నీకు ఇక్కడ నొప్పి వస్తున్నట్లుగా ఉందా, ఉంటది చూడు, ఈ టైప్ లో మనం మాట్లాడకూడదు. అంటే ఉంటది చూడు అంటే సైకలాజికల్లీ ద పేషెంట్ విల్ ఫీల్ probably I have that symptom. So we should leave, our questions should not lead the patient to an answer. And we should not question why do you miss your doses. We should ask what is making you, where happened that you missed your dose. Why do you miss your doses అనగానే వాళ్ళకి తిట్టినట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది. So such questions should be avoided. And the non-verbal communication skills, which generally these the community pharmacists should improve. The tone of the voice. A patient may speak in a tone that sounds encouraged, dejected, sad. వాళ్ళని చూసి మన టోన్ ని మనము మార్చుకోవాలి. So we have to change our tone, seeing or observing. So this is a non-verbal communication. And choice of language, it should be simple, easy and clear. It's not talking to our patient is not our continuous testing of our knowledge. నాకు వచ్చినంత చూపించేద్దాము అని కాదు. It should be simple, easy and clear. And facial expression should be appropriate. As Mr. Sunil said, smile is very important. You are not dressed up until you wear a smile. So, and then eye contact, yes, you have to look into the patient's eyes and speak, but that doesn't mean that we stare into their faces and speak. So these are the non-verbal communication also we have to improve. See, the patient is not, you should think that the patient is not coming to a grocery store. He is coming to a pharmacy. So the person who is selling medicines should have a different way of approach rather than a salesperson in a grocery store. And the other things, body posture. When the patient, when the community pharmacist or a hospital pharmacist is not dressed appropriately or not showing proper gestures, or the body posture is not straight, then it conveys that the community pharmacist himself is not very confident. So, and appearance, professional, white, neat apron is very, very important. Both the speakers before me had emphasized on this. ఇది మాత్రం చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఏదో పొదుపుని లెగిసి వచ్చేస్తాను ఫార్మసీకి అమ్మడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను ఇట్లా కాదు. కొంచెం ప్రొఫెషనల్ అప్రోచ్ అనేది చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అండ్ ఆల్రెడీ ది సైడ్ పేషెంట్ కౌన్సిలింగ్. ఇప్పుడు మన ఫస్ట్ ఇలాంటి చిన్న చిన్న సిమ్టమ్స్కి no patient goes to a doctor, they come straight to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist should know which one he should dispense, for what symptoms he should dispense OTC drugs, and for what symptoms he should suggest them to go to a doctor. ఇది లేకుండా జస్ట్ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ వచ్చింది నేను అమ్మేస్తాను నాకు 2 మెడిసిన్స్ సేల్ అవుతాయి, ఇట్లాంటి అప్రోచ్ మనం స్లోగా మార్చుకుంటే కానీ మన ప్రెజెన్స్ని గుర్తించడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉండదు. సో ద ఫార్మసిస్ట్ షుడ్ నో ఎట్లాంటి సిమ్టమ్స్కి ఫిజిషియన్కి వెళ్ళండి అని కన్విన్స్ చేయాలి పేషెంట్ని, అండ్ ఎట్లాంటి సిమ్టమ్స్కి ఓటీసీ డ్రగ్స్ ఇచ్చేసేయాలి అని. సో ఇందులో ఒక మేజర్ రోల్ ఏంటి అంటే యూటిలైజ్ ద సర్వీసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫార్మడీ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్స్ అండ్ ఫార్మడీ ఇంటర్న్స్. నారాయణ సార్ ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పారు, మనం ఒక ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ని మనం ఛార్జ్ చేయలేకపోతున్నాము. ఎందుకు అని అంటే మనం ఒక జస్ట్ ఆ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ని చూసి మెడిసిన్స్ ఇచ్చేస్తున్నాము. బట్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ ఇన్ టు అ ప్రొఫెషన్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి అ బిజినెస్ ఆర్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి అ సర్వీస్. మనం సర్వీస్ చేస్తా కూర్చుంటే ఆ ఫ్యామిలీ వీ కాంట్ స్టార్వ్ అవర్ ఫ్యామిలీ just saying that I'll do service because my profession says do service. It should be a right balance between a business and service. So how we can improve our pharmacy, how we can make people to come. There are a lot of pharmacy graduates available who have completed or who are with a lot of hospital experience, rich hospital experience. Initially వాళ్ళని just service కోసమే తీసుకోండి, అంటే say for a couple of months, see how it works. They will take care of doing such additional services free of cost for a while, because now they have to prove themselves, and the pharmacy also have to prove itself it is efficient. So health screening services, that is BP, blood sugar monitoring, patient education, drug information, and atlage communication skills, ఇవన్నీ వీటన్నిటికీ మీకు రెడీలీ అవైలబుల్. ఇప్పుడు ఆ తర్వాత మీరే ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోండి. బట్ టేక్ ది సర్వీసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫార్మడీ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్స్ అండ్ ఫార్మడీ ఇంటర్న్స్ అంటే ద 6th year లో ఉన్న ఫార్మడీ స్టూడెంట్స్. అండ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ దట్ ది pharmacy is facing and how we have to, what is the solution? Gloves వేసుకుంటే continuously there's a sweaty hands in no time. Frequent use of hand sanitizers and frequent hand washes cause dryness of hands. ఇవన్నీ what a community pharmacist is facing. So compulsorily before going to bed, apply a moisturizer or coconut oil. Both will work very good, and coconut oil comes out very cheap also, but it is very healthy. And face masks and prolonged wearing leads to bad smell, sweat, and medium for microorganisms. Manam maatladedi already Sunil garu, when you speak when we speak with each of our words, how many microorganisms are coming into the air. What are coming into the air are just masks blocked by our own mask, and again we are breathing the same, and so it starts foul smelling. So avoid speaking as far as possible when the face mask is on, and use cotton reusable face mask, and at the end of the day should be soaked in soap water, washed and dried, and use it for the next day. And face shields and face masks and sanitizers ఒకటే రోజంతా వాడద్దు. కీప్ ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ దెమ్, ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి వాడతా డే అంతా కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. సో ఒకటే కంటిన్యూస్ గా మాస్క్ వాడారు అంటే మీ మాస్క్ ఈజ్ ఇనఫ్ ఫర్ యూ టు క్యాచ్ అదర్ ఇన్ఫెక్షన్స్. దెన్ ఫిఫ్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇస్ బిజినెస్ లేదు. So what can we do to save our business? Is the most important thing is the financial planning. First, study market picture carefully and place orders. Mana routine business laga idi ledu. So we have to study our market picture carefully, and then what is required, what is future requirement, near future requirement, dani prakaram orders cheyandi. Gani gabagaba bulk orders chesesi don't lose the money that is there in your hand. And write down all the expenditures at the store, at home also, and identify avoidable expenditures or those which we can postpone to, and involve all those who are associated with those expenditures. Ante sanitizer pettar kada ani mana employee poi 10 saarlu sanitizer vaadestunnaru, no, even they have to be responsible of how much is being used and protect us, not just for time pass we are using some sanitizer, wasting it. Ee wastage anedi at home and in the store in the pharmacy, the people should follow. There should no wastage. So generally, andarki adi undadu. Train staff and family about austerity measures, be it saving finances, electricity, water, and judicious use of all the protective gears. Are ippudu nenu mask veskunnanu morning oka 10 minutes vaadanu teesi padesanu మళ్ళీ ఇంకొకటి తీసాను ఇట్లా కాదు. Judicious use of all protective gears. And what Benjamin Franklin said is, a penny saved is a penny earned. ఒక రూపాయి మనం సేవ్ చేయగలిగాము అని అంటే అది సంపాదించినట్టే. సో ఇట్లా స్లోగా మీ బిజినెస్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి ఇన్ దిస్ టఫ్ టైమ్స్. And the other important thing for any pharmacist or any individual is, if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of our people. As a head of the family, you have to take care of your family, the staff, everybody. So if you don't know how to take care of yourself, you can't, if you are not there available, then how can we take care of other people? So health is wealth, and continuously being under stress. Yes, with stress undi endukante eppudu with which patient who's walking in you will catch the disease, we don't know. Finances are a problem, sales are dipping. So in all, yes, stress is there. Which if the stress, if you allow it to take over, then it will invite more diseases to us. So the first step in this is carry fresh home cooked food with you in the morning when you are leaving for the store. మీరు వెళ్ళేటప్పుడే ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఇన్ ద మార్నింగ్ రోజుకు సరిపడా ఫుడ్, సింపుల్, అంటే లావిష్ గా ఏదో చేసేసి అట్లా కాదు, లేదా నిన్నటి లెఫ్ట్ ఓవర్స్ కాదు. బికాస్ న్యూట్రిషన్ ఫర్ యూ ఇస్ యాజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ యాజ్ ఎనీ మెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫ్యామిలీ. సో దీంట్లో as I already said, evo lavish ga imported vegetables to fruits atla kaadu, mana local fruits, local vegetables we have to consume, and also focus on holistic wellness, that is avoid stress andarki untadi, problems andarki untadi. I mean, God doesn't leave anybody without any issue. So avoid stress, do pranayam, take proper rest, practice gratitude and love, and maintain hygiene. These are all very, very important for you in this testing times. So it starts with how to manage your stress, and then some exercise compulsory, and rest is also very, very compulsory. And ఏదో ఒకటి ఆ టైంకి తినేసాము అని కాకుండా properly cooked food, fruits, everything, vegetables, water, and no unhealthy food. Because at the end, mana health lekapothe, if we don't have a good health, we cannot survive. After that comes the business unda, family unda, edanna sare. So goodbye to all addictions, whether it is smoking, gudka, all those things should be avoided. Alcohol, because they also take away your finances, and also they are your peace of mind. It's a vicious cycle which these addictions will lead us to. And what are to avoid? These are all you know already. Mr. Sunil and TV Narayan sir garu already chepparu. No handshakes, no crowded places, avoid all this, social distancing. Pharmacy lo carefully you move your counter to on the dispensing area to the main entrance, so that the patients don't walk inside your into the store. Lot of small stores do that, but the bigger, little medium size and bigger stores will have a counter inside. So once a patient or a COVID positive asymptomatic patients also, if they walk in, they're just lodging their the viruses in the not very ventilated store. So andukani asalu akkada daaka raaniyabakandi. Plus keep 2 counters and encourage digital pays, whether Google Pay, ilantivanni. Suppose if somebody gets cash, as Mr. Sunil said, if you are not immediately using the sanitizer, as Mr. Sunil said, keep another bowl where they drop in, and you give the money from the other area. You give the change that has to be rendered to the customer. So this is how you take precautions in the store. And tough times don't last, but tough people do, as Mr. Gregory Peck said. Mana health, మనం చేతిలో ఉన్న ప్రతి రూపాయి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఈ టెస్టింగ్ టైమ్స్ ని క్రాస్ చేయడానికి. సో ఐ హోప్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్, అండ్ the difficult times are there for everybody. I hope you will come through this. And in this, I want to acknowledge Mr. Dinesh of Balaji Medicals, Banjara Hills, who has given me the input what the businesses are going through now So with these inputs, I could suggest some solutions, and I thank Dr. T.V. Narayan Garu, who's always there. One word is enough, sir. Please come, let us do something together, or encourage us do something together. He's always there, and always there for everybody. That is the best part. Yesterday, sir was suggesting to Mr. Paramatma also that we will do some community pharmacist education in Nalgonda district, especially for the community pharmacists in the Nalgonda district. So, అట్లా ఎవరికి ఎక్కడ హెల్ప్ ఏదైనా కావాలి అన్నా కూడా నారాయణ సార్ ఫస్ట్ ఉంటారు. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ నారాయణ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సునీల్, మిస్టర్ సునీల్ ఫర్ roping me into this webinar, and Mr. Kaushik Devraju, Mr. Paramatma Garu, and Dr. Satish, and thanks to all the audience for your patient listening. Thank you one and all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anupama. You are a true pharma diva. You have really given good points based on primary research. Talking about research, how can we forget what all Dr. Satish, I think, is the most handsome dean in the world. So, Dr. Satish of Vignan Pharmacy College, Vadlamudi, just look at his 4-page biodata. You get, what do you say, thrilled with the admiration. After completing his B.Pharm, he did his MS in Industrial Pharmacy and Pharmaceutics at Long Island University. Now, all that is fine. But what stands out, is his work experience. He has done formulation development. He has developed a transdermal patch. He has worked on developing herbal formulations. Okay, that is fine. Then he went on, he joined a pharmacy chain where he has become a certified immunization pharmacist. And he has joined Coram Infusion Services, where he used to give some infusions also. So he has got manufacturing experience, education experience, research, formulation development, and in USA, he got the Best Pharmacist Award 3 times as the American Favorite Pharmacist. Now, you're our favorite guy. Welcome, Dr. Satish. Truly, it is, inspiring to have you here. And you are on. We are all ears. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm very happy to be participating in this webinar. At the very outset, I would like to thank Dr. T.V. Narayana sir, Mr. Kaushik, my co-speakers, Dr. Anupama ma'am, and Mr. Paramatma, and Sunil, and Mr. Sunil, and the Karnataka Registered Pharmacist Association for giving me this opportunity to share my views about coronavirus. The main reason I picked up this is there are a lot of myths what people are not able to process data in such a way that people are fighting. They're not fighting the virus, but what I see is a lot of times people are fighting the people who are carrying the virus. So, and there is a stigma, for some reason it is attached to this particular disease, COVID-19. So I would like to clear away all those doubts by talking more about the technical aspects, because my co-speakers have mentioned a lot about the art of counseling. Dr. Anupama ma'am has insisted on different types of counseling methods, verbal, non-verbal. So I would like to stick to the main clinical part. And let me start my presentation. And right now I'm still in the US, so I have seen a variety of cases in US. Working day in, day out. So I think because of the millions of cases here, it exhibited a variety of symptoms which it did not expect which it did not show in other countries. So my topic today is coronavirus, COVID-19 and mankind 2020, because I think it is really a war between corona and human race altogether. Because we see a lot of people, dying because of this coronavirus disease. So this is just a pandemic at a glance as of yesterday around the world. What is happening? If you see at the top 10 or top 15 countries, India is in 12th position with the number of cases, America being the top with about 1.45 million cases that have been diagnosed and about 86,000 deaths so far in this country. And India is also climbing its ladder. It started with about 700 cases like a few months ago. Now it is at 81,000 cases, with around 2,649 deaths. See, we are losing a lot of people day in, day out, and it is not like people have to die, and it is not like everybody who gets this virus is going to die. So I'm going to speak about a little bit what is COVID-19. It is a disease everybody knows it is caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Actually, coronaviruses are a group of viruses. They did not come like just overnight. They are there in the world for I think more than 100 years. And a couple of these viruses caused it, like SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, or MERS, Middle East respiratory syndrome in 2012. And this same virus, the same virus in the same family, has mutated into a very deadly virus called just the coronavirus, which we are calling the novel coronavirus 2019. And symptoms of the COVID-19, everybody knows the symptoms. What people are experiencing have been changing, because initially it started with a dry cough, a fever, usually 101 degrees or more for more than 3 days is the main classic symptom, with shortness of breath. And usually the symptoms appear between 2 to 14 days. And now some studies are also saying that the symptoms can also be experienced even after 21 days after the exposure. And we have so many updates as per time frame. I mean, on March 10th, again, this is one research on internal medicine said that the incubation period is estimated to be about 5 days. Almost 98% people have shown the symptoms within 12 days. And on April 14th, a new study suggests that losing your sense of smell and taste is an early sign of COVID-19. So, which a lot of people in America are experiencing these symptoms at the very outset of the disease. And on April 27th, the Center for Disease CDC adds 6 more new symptoms to its list. They are like chills, repeated shaking with chills, and muscle pain, headache, sore throat, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. These are also some other symptoms which not many people can experience, but at least, I mean, to some extent, some people have experienced it, because it actually, what is important is what strain got affected, because the strain that got started in China is not the same strain that is affecting all the people of the country, all the people of other countries. It has mutated many times, like 30 times. And because of some strains, some symptoms are more specific in that particular strain, whereas the other symptoms are specific in other strains. And it's a classical transmission. It is spread from person to person by droplet transmission, large respiratory droplets that people sneeze, cough, or drip. Aerosol transmission, when someone coughs or sneezes in the room. Contact transmission, touching contaminated surface and touching your mouth, nose, or eyes, because this virus tends to accumulate on surfaces. And direct transmission by kissing, shaking hands, etc. So these are all the major 4 modes of transmission, how this virus is being spread. Like Sunil was mentioning, even you talk, I mean, because when you talk by blowing air out of your lungs, and aerosol transmission can happen. And the safest distance to be from a person is not less than 6 feet. At least you should have a 6 feet distance to avoid this virus transmission. And all of us know that prevention is better than cure. The question is how to prevent it rather than suffering the disease. The best way is avoid exposure to the virus in any way you can, staying home, staying away from those people who have the disease, or shaking hands, any of these things, washing your hands as frequently as possible as the moment you touch other things, and using soap and water for 20 seconds at least, or use an alcohol-based sanitizer that should contain at least 60% ethyl alcohol or 72% isopropyl alcohol. That is what the CDC's recommendations these days. And other things that can help the spread of the COVID-19: avoid contact with others who are sick, avoid touching your mouth, nose, eyes, and face. This is one thing which we tend to do, because by virtue of what the work we do, we tend to put the hands on the face, on the eyes, on the nose, try to adjust the face or cut something on the face. And you touch something even as simple as a door handle, or as simple as you touch something that people are touching it more regularly, and you touch your face, you can get that to yourself. And clean and disinfect the surfaces. Alcohol or bleach based cleaning solutions work best for coronaviruses. But again, it doesn't mean that don't wash everything with alcohol or bleach, like vegetables or milk packets, because it is coming to my attention that India, a lot of people are using these disinfectants to clean food, but that should not happen, because they only disinfect the surfaces but not the live surfaces. only the surfaces like tiles or any such things. And face masks will not protect you. Remember this, everybody thinks that wearing a face mask and a gloves is going to protect you. But again, there is a lot of risk involved, like Dr. Anupama was saying, that you will be breathing in and out. A face mask will only prevent spread of the virus outside, because when you inhale, you're inhaling back in again because you're protecting your nose. And even the hand gloves you put on. See, using PPE is very good, but if you don't know the right procedure, how to put it on and how to take it out, you end up contaminating yourself, because even a gloves, there is a way how you have to remove from outside towards the inside, and you throw it out. A lot of times people wear masks, they touch the outside of the mask with the hand and they remove it, or when they touch the outside of the mask and again touch the face, it is still going to come back. Social distancing is one thing, staying far away from those people. Self-isolation is the best if you can, staying home. These are the best things anybody could practice. Do all people suffer? Actually, there is a criteria for risk factors. People who have a heart disease, respiratory disease like asthma, COPD, diabetes have a higher risk of dying from the disease than the young people. And people usually above the age of 65 are prone to higher risk. Smokers have a higher susceptibility to SARS-CoV-2 virus. And evidence suggests that people who use e-cigarettes or vaping, that is just smoking e-cigarette without the smoke, are also at much higher risk in developing countries, in developing serious respiratory infections. And a Chinese study claims to have found that people with type A blood group may be more susceptible to the novel coronavirus. This is one strange fact they found. And CDC now includes people aged 65 and older, people in nursing home or long-term care facility, people who are immunocompromised, like people with HIV, people who have undergone a liver transplant, or people who have undergone a bone marrow transplant. Any organ transplantation patients are given with basically corticosteroids and immune suppressant drugs, where immune system gets weakened, not only because of HIV, because of the other conditions. And these people are at higher risk for severe illness. People with poorly controlled HIV or AIDS, again serious illness. People with severe obesity, BMI of greater than 40, there is a higher risk for the disease. People suffering with chronic kidney disease and people undergoing dialysis have a risk of this disease. People with liver diseases, and because this disease, coronavirus, the novel COVID-19, is affecting multi-organs. It is not just the blood or just the cells. And the latest finding is young children below 5 years of age. This is a novel finding which was found out that they are also getting affected, and it is very severe in those people, because some of the kids died in New York because of the COVID-19 exposure. So these are the latest findings. Coronavirus can cause blood clots, because the reason for the blood clot is it causes a storm of cytokines, which Mr. Sunil has mentioned it earlier from the presentation. It also causes multi-system organ failure, heart, liver, kidney, because people with these problems, the virus, because it is a multi-organ failure, eventually people with these comorbidities has the highest risk of death from this disease. It might cause children's immune system to overreact. Like one of the most frightening syndromes I was talking linked is pediatric multisystem inflammatory syndrome. It's called PMIS. And this is a characteristic by persistent fever, inflammation, poor function in one or more organs. In some cases, children present with shock and have some features of Kawasaki disease. See, what happens in Kawasaki disease is the walls of the medium-sized arteries inflame so much, and thereby the blood supply to major organs is hampered. The blood will not reach, so people have very fast symptoms of shortness of breath, and people can even end up with a heart failure because of lack of blood reaching the heart. And there is also evidence that the virus doesn't generate a strong immune response. Normally, any infection people get, the moment they're exposed to a virus or bacteria, eventually they tend to develop some sort of immunity. But now it was found out that this particular virus is going to completely suppress the immune system, and that gives a direct access for the virus to attack more organs without having any resistance from the body. And the cytokine storm, which I have already mentioned, will cause a lot of lung damage, and unusual blood clotting is seen in adult patients. The weird thing which we observed in US is COVID toes. I mean, this is one symptom is puzzling, but this is not much troubling, but you see red or purple swelling of their toes, possibly because of the tiny blood clots caused by this cytokine storm caused by the virus. And again, this virus, I said, it tends to accumulate on the surface. When I say accumulating on the surface, it literally remains there viable. So depending on what kind of surfaces it is on, it has its different viability patterns. If a virus is sitting on a cardboard, like a cardboard or a paper, it is good, it can survive for 3 to 4 hours. If the virus is sitting on a copper, anything that is copper, copper has a very good property to kill it. It almost gets killed in 2 hours. On a cardboard boxes, big boxes, it can stay for 24 hours. And plastic, anything that is plastic, stainless steel, it can tend to stay on the surface for 72 hours. So all the pharmacists who are working in the pharmacies, you be careful, especially when you get an order from your bulk supplier or from your retailer, from your wholesaler, you want to open them. Be cautious because the virus can tend to stay on the cardboard box as such up to 24 hours. And if it is a plastic tote, it can stay on that surface for up to 72 hours. So you have 2 options because we don't have a lot of hand sanitizers available in the market. Wear a gloves, open the box, remove your things, dispose the gloves, and immediately wash your hands. A lot of times importance is given for hand sanitizer, but technically washing hands with soap and water is very good than using a hand sanitizer. But hand sanitizer helps you in a place where you don't have water and soap. That is the place where you go for a hand sanitizer. Don't just keep on using hand sanitizer because it also dries up your skin very fast. So try to use sanitizer in a situation where you cannot have access to soap and water, but I suggest you to wash your hands as much as possible. Then there are 2 kinds of tests available for COVID-19, the viral test and antibody test. A viral test will tell you if you have a current infection, and an antibody test will tell you if you had a previous infection. Both are important because some people who have no symptoms, asymptomatic, viral test can tell whether the patient has the virus, and the antibody test, the patient might not be suffering, but it will tell the people, okay, this guy might have suffered in the past and developed some antibodies towards this disease. And it takes about 1 to 3 weeks after infection to make the antibodies. So antibodies test is little later, you cannot do it immediately. And you can use a nasal swab or a saliva sample to do for the viral test. And apart from that, one recent advancement I would like to share with you was the clinical pharmacists, the community pharmacists in US are helping CDC and other government agencies and hospitals do the coronavirus test. A person doesn't have to literally go to the hospital to get the virus test done. Even a pharmacist in a community pharmacy can also help with this test by collecting the swab carefully from the patient, packing it and sending it to the hospital for the evaluation purposes. And the report comes back to the pharmacist and the patient can collect the report. So what type of treatment is available? FDA has no, really or regularly approved, there are no FDA approved regular drugs. Until recently, there is one drug called Remdesivir, which I'll talk about it in my later slides. But vaccine wise, there is no vaccine currently available against this developing COVID-19. Because one thing is a lot of mutations the virus is going through, it is very hard to find the strain that causes the most severe illness and find something towards it, because in different countries there are different strains and isolated. And again, what do you do if your symptoms are more severe? Only supportive treatments are available by the CDC guidelines. This involves like fluids to reduce the risk of dehydration, medication to reduce a fever, and supplemental oxygen in some more severe cases. Some people, not everybody needs a ventilator. Again, don't panic, but people who have a shortness of breath and who have other comorbidities might need to place on a ventilator or respirator to get well. And like I said, why don't we have a vaccine? Because the main problem is a lot of countries are working on it to develop a vaccine, but because of mutations and like I said, it has mutated into at least 30 strains. And there is this popular study called Arizona study. They generated 3 full-length SARS-CoV-2 genomes from a series of samples. They found that one of these genomes, which they have named AZASU2923, had a large deletion of 81 base pairs in a gene called WARF7A. I'll just show you a small picture to understand what that is, because that gene creates an accessory protein which helps the virus infect and replicate and spread inside the human host. What actually does is, when you breathe in this viral, the virus, it is a RNA virus. It goes inside. It has its special spike proteins on the surface. I'll show you the picture too. And these spikes go and attach with the angiotensin converting enzyme ACE2 receptors. It sits there. It gets access into the cell wall by the process of endocytosis. It goes in. It takes control of the host's RNA host replication mechanism. It introduces its RNA into the host cell and lets the cell prepare all its proteins. It does in such a way, it goes to such a way that at a point of time there is a lot of burden on the cell. The cell cannot do anything, and it just cell dies by apoptosis. So which means here, whatever the cell it affects, it uses the cell to make itself, to replicate itself, and kills the cell. That is what the main problem with this virus is. And like everything else, has a genetic material, any virus will slowly mutate. But again, as they produce more copies, as they keep dividing, as they keep producing more copies, they mutate. And SARS-CoV-2 is so far estimated to have a rate of less than 25 mutations per year compared to influenza's 50. So influenza virus, the seasonal flu that comes every year, mutates about 50 times in a year, whereas this has a lesser rate, that is 25. And only a small percentage of all these mutations are beneficial to the virus itself. Not all the mutations are helpful to the virus. So if you look at this picture here, the top is the picture of the coronavirus, that is the spike proteins. And if you see the bottom picture, that is the receptor called angiotensin converting receptor, angiotensin converting ACE2 receptor. It attaches there, it gets access into the cell, it takes control of the cell, makes the cell prepare its genome and its proteins, and it finally kills the cell. So that is the normal mechanism how it happens. And if you see the right side, the SARS-CoV-2, this is the particular gene I was talking about, WARF7A. So if you see the base pairs, some of the base pairs have been deleted by the SARS-CoV-2 virus when compared to the earlier SARS-CoV that got in 2012. So because of that thing removed, now it's the virulence has increased so much to infect people in a severe way. Is
Dr.
there a cure?
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, can you please just wrap
brush
up?
through?
Thanks.
Okay, fine. Okay, again, there are currently no drugs licensed for treatment or prevention of COVID-19, but there are so many investigational treatments. There is one drug called Remdesivir that is recently approved by FDA on a pandemic emergency basis. Actually, that was made by a company called Gilead. It is meant to treat Ebola. Now it is shown to be highly effective in fighting novel coronavirus in isolated cells. There are other investigational treatments: chloroquine, hydroxychloroquine, lopinavir, ritonavir, which they are using in US, favipiravir. These are all the drugs that have been studied to show some kind of effect on the virus. So that is, these are monoclonal antibodies. We have baricitinib, bemcentinib. This is the monoclonal antibody I was talking about, bevacizumab, colchicine, favipiravir, fingolimod. All these drugs that have been working across the world, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and azithromycin. Okay, so these are all the various investigational drugs that have been worked across the world to show its activity. And this is one thing which I would like to address: COVID-19, that is immunoglobulin, that is the convalescent plasma. So they take the person who recovered from this virus, they take the plasma and they concentrate that, and they're trying to infuse into more severe patients. But technically, this is not approved by FDA or World Health Organization. And there was recently a death in our country with this kind of treatment. And this is the latest drug, Remdesivir. It was approved by FDA on May 1st, which is going to help a lot of people, especially who are severely ill. And can Indian people get this new drug? Yes, because the Gilead has signed a licensing agreement with Cipla, Hetero, Jubilant, and Mylan to manufacture for distribution in 127 countries. Probably in a couple of weeks, I would say, we are going to get this drug in Indian market too, because they have given all the rights to receive the technology transfer, and it is best of thing they've given it for free because of the pandemic situation across the world. And these are the references I used. And one thing I would like to suggest you, wherever you are, stay safe, stay home. I just come out if it is, don't try to just walk out on the streets because you want to get out. It's boring in the home. Just come out for your essentials, and let's fight together to protect the mankind from COVID-19 and stay in good spirits, top of it. And thank you very much for your patient listening.
Super. Dr. Satish Garu, I should say you are at a very young age. Your scholarship is inspiring, astonishing, and it is going to inspire all the webinar attendees how they can scale up, which is the next level. Thank you very, very much. You have taken time. It's a odd time there in US, but still, because of your love, you have come here. Thanks a lot here. Thanks a lot. It's deeply appreciated.
Thank you.
And we now move to Mr. Paramatma Ji. See, Paramatma Ji is a very, very interesting profile, I will tell you. Amazing guy. I should say he is a firebrand personality. And when you listen to him, you will see conviction in his voice. And it is what is expected from every pharmacist. This gentleman, who is a D-Pharm, has done his BA and LLB also. And hold your breath, even now at National Law School, University of India, he is pursuing a distance education course, postgraduate diploma in medical ethics. Hats off to you. That is the role model aspect which we are seeing in you. He is there in the Nalgonda District Drug Advisory Committee. He is a very active in community pharmacist, and he is the person who campaigned in the, for the Andhra Pradesh High Court and got a judgment directing doctors to write their prescription only in capital letters. And he has got the retail pharmacist supply of solar power at 80% subsidy. He is a special invitee to engage community pharmacists in Pharmacovigilance Program of India. And he is also acted as office bearer in the Nalgonda Chemists and Druggists Association. Look at the beautiful awards he has received for his committed activities. Best Pharmacist Award from Central Government, Community Pharmacist Award at Pune in 2015, Pharmacy Ratna Award at Jwalamukhi, Seva Bharati Award, and Ramurthy Pantalu Seva Ranga Puraskaram Award. Amazing, amazing. Paramatma sir, really seeing your resume itself is so inspiring. We are just waiting to hear your words to get inspired further. Over to Paramatma sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. తెలంగాణ, ఆంధ్ర మరియు భారతదేశ వ్యాప్తంగా ఉన్న తెలుగు ఫార్మసిస్టుల కొరకు నేను ఈరోజు నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన కర్ణాటక ఫార్మసిస్ట్ అసోసియేషన్ వారికి మరియు ఐపీఏ ప్రెసిడెంట్ టీవీ నారాయణ సార్కి మరియు నన్ను ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసిన అనుపమ మేడం గారికి, సునీల్ సార్ గారికి మరియు సతీష్ గారికి, కౌశిక్ గారికి అందరికీ నా ధన్యవాదాలు. అలాగే ప్రస్తుత ఈ కోవిడ్-19 పరిణామంలో తెలంగాణ, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్ర వ్యాప్తంగా ఉన్న రిటైల్ కెమిస్టులు మరియు ఫార్మసిస్టులు నిత్యం ఎంతో ఇబ్బందితో, అంటే ప్రతినిత్యం ఎంతో ఇబ్బంది ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా సర్వీస్ చేయడానికి ఏమాత్రం వెనకాడకుండా చేస్తున్నందుకు వారికి ఈ వెబినార్ తరఫున నేను ప్రత్యేక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నా. ఎందుకంటే ఈ కోవిడ్-19 ఎంత ఇబ్బందికరమైందో మనందరికీ తెలుసు. ఇబ్బందికరమైందని తెలిసినప్పటికీ కూడా ఎవ్వరు ఇంట్లో నుంచి బయటకు రాకపోయినప్పటికీ కూడా వారి యొక్క సమాజ శ్రేయస్సు కొరకు వారి బాధ్యతని గుర్తించి ప్రజలకు సేవ చేయాలనే ప్రత్యేక దృక్పథంతో బయటికి వచ్చి వారి దుకాణాల నుంచి వారు ప్రజలకు సేవలు అందిస్తున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే ఇది సేవలో భాగం కాబట్టి ఖచ్చితంగా చేయాల్సిన విధి వాళ్ళు నిర్వర్తిస్తున్నందుకు వారికి మనం ఎంతైనా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలిపాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. అలాగే ఇప్పుడున్న ఈ తరుణంలో కెమిస్టులు కూడా కొంత ఇబ్బందులు అవుతున్న సందర్భం వచ్చింది. ఎందుకంటే ఒకప్పటికి ఇప్పటికీ ఫార్మసీ రంగం చాలా మార్పులు చేసుకుంటుంది. నేను 1988లో నేను రిటైల్ ఫార్మసీ రంగంలోకి వచ్చాను. అంటే సుమారుగా 32 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి ఈ రంగంలో నేను ఫార్మసిస్ట్గా కొనసాగుతూ ప్రజలకు సేవ చేస్తున్నాను. అయితే 30 సంవత్సరాల కింద నా సిస్టమ్కి ఇప్పటి సిస్టమ్కి చాలా వ్యత్యాసం వచ్చింది. ఈ విషయాన్ని మన ఫార్మసిస్టులు ప్రత్యేకంగా గుర్తించాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే పూర్వకాలంలో రోగం చెప్పి మందులు అడిగేవారు మన రిటైల్ కెమిస్ట్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చి. అంటే జ్వరం వచ్చింది, దగ్గుంది, కొంచెం వామిటింగ్స్ అవుతున్నాయి, తలనొప్పిగా ఉంది అన్నట్టు వచ్చి వాళ్ళు అడిగేవారు. ఇప్పుడున్న తరుణంలో వాళ్ళు మందుల పేరు చెప్పి వాళ్ళే అడుగుతున్నారు. అంటే కాల్పాల్ కావాలి, లేకపోతే క్రోసిన్, లేకపోతే పారాస్టమాల్ కావాలని వాళ్ళు అడుగుతున్నారు. అంటే మన సిస్టమ్ మారిపోతున్న మనం కూడా ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఏమైనా మనం కూడా మారాలి, అంటే అప్డేట్ కావాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంది. కాబట్టి మనం ప్రతిసారి అంటే ఎవరైనా ఇట్లా ప్రభుత్వం నుంచి వస్తున్న వాటిని మనం ఇబ్బందులు ఎదుర్కొంటూ అప్డేట్ అవుతూ సేవ చేయాల్సిన అవసరంలో అప్డేట్ కావడంలో ఏమైనా వెనకంజ వేసినట్టయితే మనం కూడా అంటే సమాజంలో వెనకబడిపోయి వ్యాపార సేవా రంగంలో ఇంకొంచెం వెనకొచ్చే అవకాశం ఉన్న దృష్ట్యా ప్రతి ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఈ విషయాన్ని గుర్తించి ఖచ్చితంగా మన సేవని ఇంకొంచెం ఎక్కువ సేవ అందిస్తూ పబ్లిక్కి మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించాలి. అలాగే ఈ COVID-19 దృష్ట్యా మన అనుపమ మేడం గారు, టీవీ నారాయణ సార్, నిజానికి నేను కూడా చాలా ఇబ్బంది పడినా. ఎందుకంటే ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ గారు స్పీచ్లో ఒక్క స్పీచ్లో కూడా పారామెడికల్ స్టాఫ్ అని చెప్పారు, కానీ ఎక్కడ కూడా మన ఫార్మసిస్ట్ల పేరే రాలేదు. ఎక్కడ రాలేదు. ఈవెన్ మన మినిస్టర్స్, సీఎం కూడా ఎవరు కూడా మన ఫార్మసిస్ట్ల పేరు ఉచ్చరించలేదు. అది మరీ ఇబ్బందికరం అయినప్పటికీ కూడా టీవీ నారాయణ సార్ గారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో సెంట్రల్ మినిస్టర్ గారికి వారు కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయడం, వారు కూడా సరే అప్రిషియేట్ చేసిర్రు. సో అయినప్పటికీ కూడా ఫస్ట్ లైన్ లో ఉండాల్సినటువంటి ఫార్మసిస్ట్ సెకండ్ థర్డ్ లైన్ అసలు లైన్ లో లేకుండా పోయాడు. అంటే డాక్టర్ నెక్స్ట్ ప్లేస్ నర్స్ వచ్చారు, కానీ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ ఎక్కడ రాలేదు. ఎట్లాంటి రోగమైనా కానీ, ఎంత పెద్ద డాక్టర్ అయినా కానీ, ఎన్ని టెస్టులు చేసినప్పటికీ కూడా పూర్తి స్థాయి రోగం తగ్గేది ఫార్మసిస్ట్ మందులు డిస్పెన్సింగ్ చేసి మందులు వాడిన తర్వాతనే. అదర్వైజ్ అసలు తగ్గే అవకాశం లేదు. అంటే మన పాత్ర ఎంత ముఖ్యమైనదో మన ఫార్మసిస్టులు అందరూ గుర్తించి గ్రహించాలి. కాబట్టి ఈ సేవలో భాగంగా మనకు పేరు రానందుకు మనకు బాధపడాల్సిన అవసరం ఏం లేదు. రాబోయే కాలంలో మనం గుర్తింపు తెచ్చుకునే విధంగా ఇంకొంచెం మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించి ఎవరైతే ఉన్నత స్థాయిలో వాళ్ళందరికీ మనం అంటే మన ప్రొఫెషన్ గొప్పదనాన్ని గుర్తించే విధంగా ఇంకొంచెం మంచి బెటర్ సర్వీసెస్ ఇస్తూ పబ్లిక్కి పాలకుల యొక్క దృష్టి మన మీద పడే విధంగా మంచి సేవ చేయాలని, అలాగే నిత్యం మనం ఎదుర్కొంటున్న ఈ ఇబ్బందులని ప్రభుత్వానికి కూడా తెలియపరిచి వారి నుంచి మనకి ఏదైనా రెమెడీ కావాలని. ఎందుకంటే మనం చాలా ప్రాంతాలలో కొన్ని గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాలలో రిఫ్రిజిరేటర్లు పనిచేయవు. అట్లాంటి ప్రాంతాల్లో కూడా అక్కడ సోలార్ పవర్ 80% సబ్సిడీ కోసం సుమారు నేను 2011 నుంచి ట్రై చేస్తున్న దానికి నేను అంటే సుమారు 9 సంవత్సరాలు అవుతుంది దాన్ని ప్రయత్నం చేయబట్టి. అంటే ఇప్పటివరకు ఇంకా సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి రాలేదు. నా ఉద్దేశం ఏముందంటే గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాలలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఫార్మసీలలో ఇప్పుడంటే పవర్ ఉంటుంది, ఇంత గతంలో సరిగ్గా మార్నింగ్ కరెంట్ పోతే ఈవినింగ్ వరకు కరెంట్ ఉండేది కాదు. సో అట్లాంటి పరిస్థితులలో ఒక గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతంలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఫార్మసీలో టీటీ ఇంజెక్షన్ ఎట్లా స్టోర్ చేయగలడు ఒక ఫార్మసిస్ట్? స్టోర్ చేయలేని ఉద్దేశం నేను గ్రహించి దాన్ని నేను ఖచ్చితంగా 80% సబ్సిడీ ఇవ్వగలిగితే దేశవ్యాప్తంగా ఉన్న ఫార్మసీలు అన్నింటిలో కూడా గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాల్లో ఎక్కడైనా కావచ్చు ఫుల్ స్టోరేజ్ ఫ్రిడ్జ్ నడిచే విధంగా 1.5 టన్ నడిచే విధంగా సోలార్ పవర్ కనుక 80% సబ్సిడీ మీద ఇస్తే కనుక పూర్తి స్థాయిలో వస్తుందని నేను భావించి దానికి కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసిన ఇంకా చేస్తూనే ఉన్నాం. అలాగే క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్ కూడా ఎందుకు అంటే చాలా మంది డాక్టర్స్ స్క్రిబుల్ రేట్ రాయడం వల్ల ఎన్నో విపత్తులు జరిగినాయి. మనం కూడా చూసుంటాం. అంటే నాకున్న అనాలిసిస్ ప్రకారంగా అమెరికాలో కూడా సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద అంటే పర్సంటేజ్ పీపుల్ ఈ కర్సివ్ రైటింగ్ వల్ల చనిపోతున్నారని నేను ఒక సర్వేలో విన్నా. అంటే అట్లా మనం నిత్యం పోరాటం చేస్తున్న ఈ సందర్భంలో ఈ COVID-19 రావడం ఇంకొంచెం మనకు అంటే టఫ్ లాగా వచ్చే సబ్జెక్ట్ ని మనం ఎదుర్కొంటున్న సందర్భంలో మనం ఇంకా శ్రమించి మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించడం వరకు పబ్లిక్ కి మరీ క్లోజ్ గా మూవ్ కాకుండా సోషల్ డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ వీలైనంత వరకు చేతి గ్లౌజెస్ మాస్క్స్ ఖచ్చితంగా ధరించి 6 feet డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ మన షాప్ ఫ్రంట్ షాప్ ముందు ఖచ్చితంగా 6 feet ఒక లైన్ అంటే లైన్ ఐదారు బాక్స్ ఒకటి ఇట్లా అరేంజ్ చేసి 1 by 1 రావాల్సిందే మనం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసి వాళ్ళకి అందులో వచ్చిన వారికి మాత్రమే మందులు ఇస్తామని, లేదంటే మందులు ఇవ్వమని రిఫ్యూజ్ చేస్తూ. ఎందుకు అంటే వారు ఎవరైనా లైన్ బైపాస్ చేసి మనకు క్లోజ్ మూవ్ అయిన సందర్భంలో అట్లాంటి డిసీజ్ మనం అటాక్ అయితే మన ఫ్యామిలీతో పాటు మన వల్ల డిస్పెన్సింగ్ వాళ్ళందరికీ ఇబ్బంది జరిగే అవకాశం ఉంది. అంటే ఇది కంటామినేటెడ్ డిసీజ్ కాబట్టి మనం మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించాలంటే ఈ ఖచ్చితంగా సోషల్ డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ వీరున్నంత వరకు చేతులు గ్లౌజెస్ వాడి ఎక్కడ కూడా అంటే అనవసరం వాటిని టచ్ చేయకుండా, వాడిన గ్లౌజ్ మళ్ళీ వాడకుండా, వాడిన మాస్క్స్ మళ్ళీ వాడకుండా వీరున్నంత వరకు ఈ సూత్రాలు పాటించాలి. అలాగే మనం చాలా వరకు ఇక ఈ డ్రగ్స్ డిస్పెన్సింగ్ లో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం మందులు వాడే విధానంలో. మనం వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం క్లోజ్ మూవ్ అయ్యి, అంటే చాలా మందికి గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాల నుంచి ఎవరైతే మన దగ్గరికి వస్తారో వారికి మందులు వాడే విధానం తెలియదు. కాబట్టి మనం పూర్తి స్థాయిలో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాల్సిన బాధ్యత ఫార్మసిస్ట్ మీదనే ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు వస్తున్న కొత్త కొత్త డ్రగ్స్ అన్ని కూడా వాళ్ళకి అర్థమయ్యే రీతిలో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయకపోతే, అది వాడే రీతిని వాడకపోతే రోగం తగ్గకపోవడం వల్ల మన యొక్క సర్వీస్ మొత్తం తగ్గి, అంటే సర్వీస్ కున్న గౌరవం తగ్గే అవకాశం ఉన్న దృష్ట్యా ఈ విషయాన్ని గుర్తించి మనం ఫార్మసిస్ట్ అయిన మనం అందరం కూడా మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించి ఇంకా మన దేశ ఔన్నత్యానికి ఫార్మసిస్టుల గౌరవాన్ని కాపాడుతూ రాబోయే కాలంలో ఇంకొంచెం మనం మన సర్వీసెస్ పెంచుకొని ఖచ్చితంగా ఆపరాన్ మేడం గారు చెప్పినట్టు ఖచ్చితంగా నీట్ వైట్ ఆపరాన్ వాడి మన గౌరవాన్ని కాపాడుకోవాలి. ఆపరాన్ వేసుకోగానే మనకు ఒక రకమైనటువంటి మన దగ్గరకు వచ్చే పేషెంట్స్ కానీ మన ముందుకు వచ్చి ఎవరికైనా సరే మందులు తీసుకోవడానికి వచ్చే ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి మన మీద ఒక గౌరవం పెరుగుతుంది. దాంతో పాటు మనం చేస్తున్న సేవల వాళ్ళు మనం చెప్పే సలహాలు సూచనలు వినే అవకాశం ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి మనం అట్లాంటి సూచనలు చేస్తూ వారికి బిఫోర్ ఫుడ్ వాడేది ఎప్పుడు, ఆఫ్టర్ ఫుడ్ ఎప్పుడు వాడాలి, తర్వాత యాంటీబయాటిక్ ఎట్లా వాడాలి, యాంటీబయాటిక్ ప్రిపరేషన్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఎంతకాలం ఎన్ని రోజుల వరకు వాడచ్చు, ఆఫ్టర్ ఇన్ కేస్ ప్రిపరేషన్ తర్వాత మిగిలిపోయింది డోసేజ్ తర్వాత దాన్ని డిస్ట్రా ఎట్లా చేయాలి, అట్లాంటి విషయాలు. ఇన్ కేస్ ఎవరైనా పబ్లిక్ దగ్గర ఎక్స్పైర్ అంటే డ్రగ్స్ వాడిన తర్వాత రోగం తగ్గిన వల్ల కొన్ని డ్రగ్స్ మిగిలిపోయిన డ్రగ్స్ బయట పారేయకుండా ఏదైనా గుంతల అంటే గోతీలు అట్లా తొమ్మిది కింద పాతి పెట్టే విధంగా అడ్వైజ్ చేస్తూ, ఎక్కడ కూడా డ్రగ్స్ బయట పడేయకుండా, ఎక్స్పైర్ డ్రగ్స్ కానీ మిగిలిపోయిన డ్రగ్స్ కానీ పడేయకుండా వాళ్ళకి సూచనలు ఇస్తూ మరి ఇంకొంచెం మంచి మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించి పబ్లిక్ కి మన యొక్క గౌరవాన్ని కాపాడుకుంటూ వారికి మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించి రాబోయే కాలంలో ఇంకొంచెం మంచి గుర్తింపు పొంది భారతదేశానికి ప్రపంచంలో మంచి పేరు సాధించే విధంగా భారత ఫార్మసిస్టులు అందరూ ఈ విషయాన్ని మన తెలంగాణ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఫార్మసిస్టులు గ్రహిస్తారని ఆశిస్తున్నాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Please elaborate on this also. This is your...
Yes sir. యాక్చువల్లీ చాలా మంది ఈ బ్రెస్ట్ మన చిల్డ్రన్ కి అంటే బేబీ ఫీడింగ్ వాడుతూ ఉంటారు. చాలా మంది ఈ బేబీ ఫీడింగ్ వాడేటప్పుడు బాటిల్ క్లీన్ చేయకుండా, అంటే మామూలుగా అన్ని పాలీప్రొపైల్ బాటిల్స్ వాడుతూ ఉంటారు చాలా మంది. ఈ పాలీప్రొపైలిన్ తోని ప్రిపరేషన్ చేసిన తర్వాత లోపల ఆ ఏరియా మొత్తం ప్లాస్టిక్ పట్టుకుని ఉంటుంది దాంట్లో, అంటే మిల్క్. సో అది క్లియర్ కాదు. ఎంత మనం దాన్ని బాయిల్ చేస్తేనేమో మెల్ట్ అయిపోతుంది బాటిల్. సో కాబట్టి ఖచ్చితంగా పాలికార్బోనేట్ ఫీడింగ్ బాటిల్స్ మాత్రమే వాడాలి. అలాగే దాన్ని ఖచ్చితంగా వాడిన తర్వాత ఒకటేసారి ఒక బాటిల్ మాత్రమే వాడాలి. వాడిన తర్వాత దాన్ని సోప్తో కడిగి సుమారుగా 10 to 15 minutes బాయిల్ చేసి అదే టిన్లో అలాగే ఉంచి వాడేటప్పుడు మాత్రమే చేతులు మంచిగా నీట్గా సోప్తో కడుక్కొని దాంట్లో తీసి బాటిల్కి అది బాయిల్ అయిన తర్వాత నెప్పల్ క్యాప్ లాస్ట్లో వేయాలి. దాంట్లో బాయిల్ అయిన తర్వాత దించిన తర్వాత ప్రిపరేషన్ చేసుకొని ఒకసారి వాడిన దాన్ని తీసి పక్కకు పెట్టి మళ్ళీ వన్ బై వన్ అలా వాడి ఈ చిన్నపిల్లలకి మరీ ముఖ్యంగా న్యూ బర్న్స్ కి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఎందుకంటే నాకు మంచి ఒక ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉంది. ఒక ట్విన్ బేబీస్ వాళ్ళు నెలలో 2 సార్లు జాయిన్ అయ్యారు మా హాస్పిటల్లో, ఎవ్రీ మంత్ 2 times. నేను వాళ్ళని పర్సనల్ అడిగిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు చెప్పారు ఇట్లా, ఎందుకు అంటే ట్విన్ బేబీస్ కాబట్టి పాలు సరిపోవట్లేదు మదర్ ఫీడింగ్, సో కాబట్టి మేము ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫీడింగ్ తీసుకుంటామని. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫీడింగ్ తో మీరు బాటిల్ ఎట్లా వాడుతున్నారని చెప్పినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు చెప్పిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి నేను ఈ విషయం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన తర్వాత దే ఆర్ నాట్ అడ్మిటెడ్ ఇన్ 16 months బికాస్ ఎందుకంటే ఆ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు అసలు హాస్పిటల్ రావడం తగ్గిపోయింది. అంటే అట్లాంటి సూచనలు సలహాలు మనం ఫార్మసిస్ట్ మనం పబ్లిక్ ఇస్తూ వారి నుంచి ఇంకొంచెం మంచి గౌరవం పొందాలి. ఎందుకంటే ప్రతి బేబీకి ఫీడింగ్ సరిపోను ఈ మధ్యకాలంలో. కాబట్టి అట్లా అలాగే నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ నేను చాలా వరకు కంపెనీలు ఇప్పుడు ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తా ఉన్నాయి మెజరింగ్ క్యాప్ ని. ఇంత ముందుకు మాత్రం మెజరింగ్ క్యాప్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయకపోయేది, అందరం స్పూన్స్ వాడేది. టేబుల్ స్పూన్ అండ్ టీ స్పూన్ అంటే అన్ని ఇట్లా ఫ్లాట్ గా ఉంటాయి స్పూన్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఇక్కడ పిక్చర్ చూపించే విధంగా. అది 5 ml ఉండదు. 1 టీ స్పూన్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ 5 ml. సో కాబట్టి ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఖచ్చితంగా మెజరింగ్ క్యాప్ మాత్రమే వాడి, మెజరింగ్ క్యాప్ దానికి మార్క్ ఉంటుంది, ఆ మార్క్ వరకు మాత్రమే వాడితే సరైన డోస్ వాడడం వల్ల రోగాలు తగ్గుతాయి. కాబట్టి మనం దాన్ని కనుక ఇగ్నోర్ చేసి ఈ స్పూన్స్ కనుక మనం పబ్లిక్ కి సజెస్ట్ చేస్తే వాళ్ళకి రోగం తగ్గకపోగా క్రానిక్ గా మారి వాళ్ళు ఇబ్బందులు పాలయ్యే దృష్టి. కాబట్టి మనం ఎవరైతే మన ముందు ఈ చిన్నపిల్లల కొరకు ఎవరైతే వచ్చి మందులు అడుగుతారో వాళ్ళకి ఖచ్చితంగా మీరు మెజరింగ్ క్యాప్ మాత్రమే సజెస్ట్ చేయండి. లేకపోతే వాళ్ళకు తెప్పించి వేరే దాని నుంచి తీసిచ్చి వాళ్ళకి ఆ మెజరింగ్ క్యాప్ ద్వారా మాత్రమే వాళ్ళని సజెస్ట్ చేయాలని కోరుకుంటున్నా. అలాగే కాబట్టి ఈ విషయాల్ని గ్రహించి మనమందరం మెరుగైన సేవ అందించడం కొరకు మరొకసారి నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియవరుస్తూ థ్యాంక్స్ అండి.
Thank you very much, Paramatma ji. See, what you are speaking is the most golden words. And before I hand over to Dr. Kaushik, personally I want to thank Dr. Anupama. Thanks a lot. And I also thank Dr. TV Narayan Garu for his VVIP presence. It was, as I said, very galvanizing and energizing. Dr. Paramatma sir, you are really Atmic energy. Thank you very much for providing the same. And before I request Kaushik to propose a vote of thanks, Satish Garu, please talk a few sentences in Telugu. Yes, Paramatma Garu.
I once again thanks to Dr. K. Ramdas sir from Telangana Pharmacy College President. He is very so many times guided me, sir. So once again, I thanks to Dr. K. Ramdas sir, and so many times I was met Mr. Dr. B. Suresh sir. He is also advised to me so many times. Yes. So once again, thanks to both, sir.
Yes. So before I move over to Kaushik, Dr. Satish Garu, please speak a few sentences in Telugu.
తప్పకుండా. యాక్చువల్ గా ఈ కరోనా వైరస్ గురించి చెప్పాలంటే మీకు ఇందాక నేను ప్రెజెంటేషన్ లో చెప్పాను, ఇది మనం ఇండియా ఒకటే కాదు, అమెరికా ఒకటే కాదు, ప్రపంచంలో జనాలందరూ ఇదే ప్రాబ్లం ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారు. దీనిని మనం చాలా ఎఫెక్టివ్ గా ఎదుర్కొనొచ్చు. ఇది అందరినీ సివియర్ గా ఎఫెక్ట్ చేయదు. లైక్ ఇందాక చెప్పినట్లు లైక్ 6 feet డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయండి, 6 అడుగుల దూరం ఎదురు వాళ్ళ నుంచి. ఎవరన్నా దగ్గుతున్నా, ఎవరన్నా కాఫ్ ఉన్నా, ఫీవర్ ఉన్నా, వాళ్ళకి జ్వరం ఉన్నా వాళ్ళకి దూరంగా ఉండండి. ఫార్మసిస్ట్ అనేవాడు ఈ టైంలో మెడిసిన్స్ డిస్పెన్స్ చేయడానికి చాలా ప్రాముఖ్యమైన వ్యక్తి. ఎందుకంటే డాక్టర్ ఏ మెడిసిన్ రాసినా ఇవ్వాల్సింది ఫార్మసిస్టే. కానీ మీరు అన్నట్లు ఫార్మసిస్ట్ గురించి మెన్షన్ చేయకపోవటం బాధాకరం. బట్ దాని గురించి మీరు ఆలోచించొద్దు. డాక్టర్ టీవీ నారాయణ సార్ చెప్పినట్లు మీ ఎఫర్ట్స్ మీరు పెట్టండి, సిన్సియర్ గా వర్క్ చేయండి, పీపుల్స్ లైఫ్స్ లో డిఫరెన్సెస్ తీసుకురండి. సార్ చెప్తున్నారు మనము బిజినెస్ లో ఉండకూడదు. ఫార్మసిస్ట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బీ ఇన్ ద బిజినెస్ ఆఫ్ సెల్లింగ్ డ్రగ్స్, హీ షుడ్ బీ ఇన్ ద బిజినెస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ సొల్యూషన్స్. మనం జనాలకి వాళ్ళకు వచ్చిన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, ఈ టైంలో వాళ్ళకున్న ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కి ఒక సొల్యూషన్ మనం చూపించగలగాలి. అండ్ వాళ్ళకి ఒక కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. మనకి ఏ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా డాక్టర్ కాదు, ఫార్మసిస్ట్ కూడా మనకి హెల్ప్ చేస్తారు అన్న విషయాన్ని మనం ఆ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే పేషెంట్ లో మనం నమ్మకం కలిగిస్తామో ఆ రోజున మనకి ఆ వాల్యూ అనేది వస్తుంది. అమెరికాలో ఇప్పుడు ఆల్రెడీ ద మోస్ట్ రెస్పెక్టెడ్ ప్రొఫెషన్ ఇస్ ఫార్మసిస్ట్. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ ఫార్మసిస్ట్ డస్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. చెప్పాను కదా, వ్యాక్సినేషన్స్ కానించి, కోవిడ్ టెస్టింగ్ కానించి, ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఇక్కడ కూడా నేను చాలా బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్నాను. దే ఆర్ మెయింటైనింగ్ 6 feet డిస్టెన్స్, సింగిల్ ఎంట్రీ ఐల్స్ అని షాపుల్లో కూడా చాలా ఆ డిస్టెన్సింగ్ కానీ మెజర్స్ కానీ తీసుకొని దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ దే క్యాన్. సో మీకు చెప్పేది కూడా అదే, పేషెంట్స్ కి సేవ చేయండి, వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన మెడిసిన్స్, వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన అడ్వైజెస్ అన్ని టైంకి ఇవ్వండి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మిమ్మల్ని, మీ ఫ్యామిలీని మీరు కేర్ఫుల్ గా ఉంచుకోండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
సూపర్ డాక్టర్ సతీష్ గారు. So Kaushik, I also thank Sunil Atta sir, Group Pharmaceuticals, and I thank all our teachers, Dr. H. Shivkumar sir, Dr. Suresh sir, everybody for blessing KRPA. Over to you.
Andariku namaskaram. I extend a warm gratitude from Karnataka Registered Pharmacy Association to all the fellow pharmacists, students, principals, staffs from different pharmacy colleges for attending this webinar. Special thanks to VVIP participants like Dr. Vidyadhar sir, principal, CIPS College. I think, you are the one who guided us to do all these activities, who is also the president of IPA Education Division. Thank you very much, sir. And also to my good friend, Dr. Pramod Kumar, who also works in CIPS College. Thank you very much for organizing and getting the speakers. And a lot of people have joined from Jharkhand also. Dharmender Singh, thank you, sir. Manoj Kumar Yadav, sir, who is also a digital man. I always say thank you, sir. Dr. MD Salahuddin, sir, for joining us. Adpur Ramesh, sir. Vallu Ravi, sir. Srinivas Rao, sir. Thank you very much. It means it gives a lot of weightage on to do more programs like this. Thank you very much, one and all. And a special thanks to today's master blaster. I can say that, Dr. TV Narayan, sir. TV Narayan, sir, I think you are known to be the global pharmacy guy. Thank you very much for taking our pharmacy profession to higher level. Thank you very much, sir. And today's pharmacy diva, Anupama ma'am, thank you very much for joining us, sharing your views. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I think it's 6 a.m. in the morning, sir, in the USA, I believe. Thanks for joining in 6 a.m. in the early in the morning. Satish, sir, thank you very much. And it shows your passion. And thank you very much, Paramatma, sir. Your name itself, the Paramatma means, the God. And the achievements that you have done and your struggle that you have gone and you made to write the capital letters, There was a joke, whenever the doctor writes a love letter to the gents, lady doctor, he'll come and give the prescription to the pharmacist. I think you solved that problem, if I'm not wrong. Thank you very much, sir, once again. And, I and Sunil sir were discussing, why is the pharmacy profession has not evolved? I think he gave a good solution. The doctors have this bonding as well as the sharing of knowledge. I think today this platform is for that, I believe. This is a beginning, sir. And as our Prime Minister told, there's a vocal for local. I think these seminars are conducted in that view. And thank you very much once again for something from wherever you are joined. And there are a few queries that we are messaging that is regarding certificates. The certificates, something that keep on hearing every day, I didn't get certificate. I think every hour we are sending 200 certificates. I think by the end of tomorrow, you'll be receiving all the certificates. Sorry if you are not received. You can always write to us. And I think Anupama is making a statement yesterday that, some of the colleges have prepared sanitizers. I think this is a way that we can contribute to the field of from pharmacy field. Thank you very much for whichever the colleges prepared sanitizer. And thank you one and all. Thanks for joining. We love to see you for
a lot of registered pharmacists, community pharmacists, hospital pharmacists. Please give them a shout out.
Thank you very much, one and all. Once again, the hospital pharmacists, you are the main warriors. Actually, to be honest, I think TV Narayan also mentioned that Prime Minister doesn't always say that only the doctors, nurses. I think you are the brand ambassadors of our profession. Thank you very much all for doing the service. I think it's just the only days that they'll also start recognizing us. Let us keep serving better and keep improvising on us. TV Narayan sir, any last words from you, sir?
Yeah, one of pharmacists, as usual, we have to update. Satish clearly mentioned the pharmacist service used for vaccination in the developed countries, and pharmacists are used for testing this rapid test kits. Not only rapid, by taking the swab test and all. And as soon as the US has given the green signal, the pharmacists test they received from my senior Veerraju, which I circulated to entire our pharmacists here. Pharmacist can be used in the services of COVID-19. The same letter we represented to Niti Aayog, and Niti Aayog then they have contacted Pharmacy Council of India, and again Pharmacy Council of India circulated this to all the colleges, give the names of the student interns, pharmacy particularly, who are interested to work for this pharmacy COVID-19. That's how some of our pharmacy students are working. I feel proud to say 15 of our...
I think somewhere due to the misconnection, I think sir has left the room, I believe. Sunil sir, if I could conclude.
I'm there.
You're there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. No, it happened to Dr. Narayana, TV Narayana, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Pharmacist.
Yes.
Corona harega, India jeetega. Thank you very much for joining us all. Thank you.